will make out. When you run with squares, how do you...
But you know what I'm saying, hopefully Coach Taylor will be here a little bit later. Possibly Ransom Relic, shout out. He won't be here tonight, but I'm here on the dolo holding it down. And you know, we got a good show for y'all this evening. We got two guests tonight. We got Trilla. She'll be here about 6:15, discussing her ventures and her projects and things like that. And we also got June the Kid coming around 7 o'clock to discuss his new album coming out, Live, My 7-Day Theory, which is scheduled to come out April 2nd. I think that is a Monday. And yeah, so we're going to talk to them a little later in the show. Hopefully get some good conversation, find out a little bit more about them and their music. It's a nice day here in the DMV. I want to say it's like in the upper 50s, mid 50s, something like that. But it's been pretty nice the past couple of days, you know. I don't have Ransom here to ask me, you know, how was the weekend or anything like that. So, you know, I hope everybody had a great weekend this past weekend. My weekend, you know, work. I feel like all I do is work, you know what I mean? And, you know, spent some time with the family yesterday. Got to take baby boy to the park yesterday, play with some other kids and stuff like that. So he had a good little time playing in the dirt, like, you know, like what little boys do, 3-year-old boys do, you know what I'm saying? Like a natural born leader, he goes on the playground. As soon as he goes to the sliding boards and the other kids, they want to slide on the sliding board. So, you know, people just drawn to that dude, man. So, you know, we just had a good time, me and the missus, you know, went out to eat after that. Just enjoy life, man. You know, that's what it's all about. It's about family, good times, and, you know, just having those good times, especially as somebody like me who works seem like that's all I do. So just to have that time, and I almost didn't want to go out yesterday. Like I was just worn out from the week, worn out from just doing so many things, worn out being tired. And sometimes you just gotta step out of your comfort zone. It's real easy to be stuck in the house and not want to do anything, but you know, especially when you got family, you just gotta get them outside and spend that good time, that quality time. It's important, y'all. But anyway, got a few things I want to talk about a little later on. Hopefully we'll get to these things later on. But one of the things that's kind of on the docket, the whole thing that happened last week with DJ Envy in his interview with Deezus and Mero. Anybody that watched that show on Viceland, it got a little heated on the Breakfast Club, and you know, it's a little bit of a bigger issue at play. Also, what's up with white people wanting to say the N-word so bad, man? You know what I mean? Like, that's one of the things that they kind of lean on. That's one of the things they kind of lean on. Shout out to Nico, you know what I mean? Shout out to Win DC Radio family. Everybody been holding us down, man, throwing us support and everything. But yeah, what's up with white folks wanting to say the N-word so bad? You know, Lil Dicky, the rapper, him and Chris Brown, they made a video on, I guess it came out on Friday, called Freaky Friday. It was something that got said in there that was a little controversial. And, you know, hopefully we'll get to tackle that a little bit more later on in the show. But anyway, I'm not going to waste too much more of the time. I'm going to play some music. You know, hopefully by the time we come back from the break, we'll have Trilla here in the studio ready to talk. And, yeah, like I said, we're going to have a good packed show for you, 4 hours. I might be here the whole 4 hours by myself. I may or may not, you know what I'm saying, other than my special guests. But either way, we're going to hold it down, bring you some quality radio. And, yeah, let's get to it. This Breakout Kings Radio.
From the swordsman's hill to the soldier's ville, the way they do or die, nigga, kill or be killed. Comes a different breed of man with heat to blend, and they will thrash everything but fan. You listen? They praise Jesus Christ and big baby Jesus. But baby, ain't no need to look further than Jesus. You still don't understand, fool? Niggas can't woo. Transform on you. Blam on you. Treadmill, your mans be the ran on you. It's hot everywhere, mad fans on you. You niggas too happy, go lucky. I'm from Sacramento, trust me. I'm happy, go buck. How the blood say? You my Scooby, but scrappy, old money. Shoot his beak off, tell him Daffy, don't duck me. Fuck
Donald. That bastard don't trump me. Build or destroy, that's what the math is, don't judge me. Bounce quick, rapido, bungee. Mugging Moesha, I'm after more money. This is Rockets Monster AP. After price. Some of you fuckers about to hate me. Fresh life, kiss your ass goodbye. Crazy. Bars this hard usually come with state greens. Fuck out of here.
On the gate, pack it up. Yeah. Flow is on bed rest, that's critically sick. Throwing bars up for rep, that's physically fit. Monster rock, INS spit, switching the clip. And I ain't talk about a bitch, talking digits I get. So when the paper call, I take the call. No funny talk, money talk. Anything else, I cut the conversation short. Fuck what a hater thought, whining like Jamaican broads. The weed louder than busting 12 gauges off. Lord, they couldn't hold me with the cage, saying these dicks is pussy and they go both ways. No, I'm unfazed, unimpressed with these lame niggas. I don't know half of these niggas' name to name niggas. I ain't a hater though, whatever floats your boat. 100 bottles pop, toast to the goat. Like the weed man, I'm known for the smoke. Shake both for the coast, my grind up, I stay close to the growth.
Yeah, can't click, killer bees, swarm on them. More corpses, be more cautious when guards bombing. They all sold, you're all showman, beg no pardon. Kill all foreman, G rap, the bars poison. Troops storming, tin boots, war garments. Arms drawn with the long cartridge, squad bumpers. Bars monster like rockets with the AR chopper. Barack Obama, the head nigga, top shotter.
The Bezzy is Prezi, nigga. The levy is heavy, nigga. They don't miss, red beam steady on ya.
That 6x18 box, ready for ya.
You feel like a celeb now.
Cause your funeral is the trending topic.
Seen your mama and gave a kiss. She ain't no fucking with us that her son had a death wish.
Look, somebody sick the dog on it. Dog on it like Paul Lawrence, them bars on it. The bar exam, I put bars on it and barked on it. Like Scrappy do it, put paws on them, no pause on it. Go hard on it, your woman having a blah moment. Like P.O.P. hold it down, shout out to Brown Hornet. Like KRS, suicide, my squad wanted. For dead shots and homicides on y'all corners. It's not an issue, Will Smith you. But what is still without tech? Let's deal with real issues. I'm real mental, I'm really that real mental. Be real with you, it's elementary, real simple. Rock, I'm only giving them the truth. Who in boot camp quick, you know we giving them the boot. Magnum Force, Dirty Harry in the booth. Hard to shoot when you the one that's carrying the group. R.I.P. Sean P.
You're listening to Breakout Kings Radio on WinDCRadio.com and the WinDC Radio app, powered by GoWin.media.
So tired of giving myself away. So far, I just want to separate. Yeah, Lord knows each road we take. Yeah, all I know.
So self-absorbed, you can't see the blessings. The manic depression is burning every second. No matter the lessons, always misdirected. Uranious accusations, feeding yourself at odds with the facts. The cards are still exact. Flip one over, you'll see your bravado is still intact. Bravo, they clapping back. Hollow in your heart, selfishness you attract. The reason of feeling lack, but let's be specific. Reason speaking just to speak specifics. Who fought for your heart and tell me really what the business? The relationship was built off of this. Who the Trillas? Consistency is record breaking, but at odds with the facts. The act of clapping back, no longer feeding your soul, no longer taking a toll. Only dolo the roll, only stacks and that's that. Too blessed to be stressed. I'm just saying.
So tired of giving myself away. So far, I just want to separate. Yeah. Lord knows each road we take. Yeah. All I know is we on a road to nowhere.
I swear they got me feeling crazy. Oh yeah, they got me feeling crazy. Yeah, they be trying to stop me, but I don't let them block me in. It ain't no it's a maybe. Oh no, it ain't no it's a maybe. Mama told me this what happened and I seen it for myself. Cause niggas switching on me lately. Oh yeah, they be trying. They just max, they ain't me. I feel like Eric Garner cause I can't breathe. My eyes open, I can't see. It's like I'm stuck up on the planet and I can't leave. Yeah.
I know this isn't long. Trust me, I know that this is long. For those that's on, they gotta pay the toll. Better pray that you don't lose your soul. You better pray that you don't lose your soul. So fuck them niggas, keep it moving. I ain't never been a loser. Don't be concerned about what I'm doing, bitch. I'm good. I know you don't care. Oh yeah, I'm good. Yeah, you wanna really know it. So tired of giving myself away. So far, I just wanna separate. Lord knows each road we take. All I know is we on a road to nowhere.
What you know about riding in overdrive, put your mind in overloading your vision. It's getting blurry, trying to take control of your mission. You're unruly, you operate on no one's permission, but scared to death that you headed down this road to perdition. Where does this road lead? Why do I seem to be speeding too fast to even enjoy the scenery? Overlooking what God has created, all of the greenery. Taking it for granted while knowing what it should mean to me. Searching for insight, met the fork in the road, I went left, but that was wrong. I came back and I went right, hoping I don't crash. That road was crowded, I returned to the fork and created my own path. Now the story can begin. I'm just searching for the end and all the mess in the middle that I could possibly be in. Living without a fear as if every day was the weekend. Knowing this road to nowhere may lead me off of the deep end. Look what I'm deep in.
So tired of giving myself away. So far, I just wanna separate. Lord knows each road we take. All I know is we on a road to nowhere. Road to nowhere. So tired of giving myself away. So far, I just wanna separate. Lord knows which road we take. All I know is we on a road to nowhere. Road to nowhere. Oh no.
Showing the most indie love to DC, Maryland, Virginia, and beyond. We are Breakout Kings Radio, only on WinDCRadio.com and the WinDC Radio app, powered by GoWin.media.
C'est what? J-Heat, Sweet Niche, Shorty Corleone, all the ladies around the world. I'm down, let's go. All my girls around the world, baby, tell me, is you really down? Tell me, is you really down the ride? Pull me down my life and never ever leave my side. See, I need a bad one that's all the way down. If it's you, baby, let me know. If it's you, baby, let me know. Hey.
I got a down ass bitch. Man, I swear she ride or die. She fuck with me cause I'm flying high. Ain't nobody flies I see. I got the frequent fly miles. I've been doing this shit for a while. I got a different type of style. See me, I be high above the clouds. And I told that 40 cal, baby, could you hold it down? Southbound, long trips out of town. Shopping malls, dropping stacks, too cool, shopping bags. Baby, how that sound? We Bonnie and Clyde, we get it in and out. I play quarterback, and mommy, she run the route. I toss her that work, and she take it to the house. We kick it like fourth down. After we hit this loud, we shopping in Georgetown. I'm rocking some fresh foam, she Christian Dior down. I probably keep her around, no mama, she hold it down. I know I get a lot of chicks, which make it hard for me to live like a monogamous. But every nigga know you need that one bottom bitch that don't run out, that love is bottomless. Not the one that love me only cause I'm ballin', bitch. You love the lifestyle. living brain, you would've swore she was a college chick. I mean, she polished it, that shit astonishing. Just so she could get a piece of my accomplishments. Although the head good, that just ain't my kind of chick. So when I beat that, you know I had to call it quits. Plus if my girl found out, she'd have a fit. So I dropped her off, then I called my chick. Yo, I said, yo, for your love, it ain't no competition.
Say what all the ladies around the world. Ladies in the DMV. Original Chocolate City. All of my ladies that's down one time. Throw no hands up. Say what.
Welcome back to Breakout Kings Radio on WinDCRadio.com and the WinDC Radio app, powered by GoWin.media.
And we're back here on Breakout Kings Radio on WinDCRadio.com and the WinDC Radio app, powered by GoWin.media. Our first guest appears to be running a little bit behind, so hopefully she will be here shortly. But while we're killing a little bit of time, I love debates online about what albums are good or great or whatever, or one album is this, one album is that. So one of my Facebook friends posted a status about, I guess her and her husband, they had this debate, and this is for the R&B lovers out there that love R&B, came out late 90s, early 2000s. But anyway, so apparently they had a debate about what album is better between Donell Jones's Where I Want to Be album and Carl Thomas's Emotional album. Now, the girl who posted the status, she said her husband said that Donell Jones's album is the better album. But she was of the opinion that Carl Thomas's album was the better album. It's funny because I mean, of course, that was around the time when actually I first got into radio officially. Had a slow jam show in college. Shout out all my people that were on that show. Shout out my homie Country. Shout out Shameen. Shout out Lady of the Night, Jerry. Everybody who's ever part of the show. But yeah, what I'm saying, those were two albums that we gave a lot of play to. So I mean, just seeing the status made me nostalgic off the rip. And so, I always try to really break down an album by different factors. Production quality, especially when it comes to R&B albums, singing quality, lyricism, all of these different things, emotion put behind the songs or whatever. And so there were a few things that made me choose what I chose. So what's funny is that when me and the missus were talking about this, I want to say it was yesterday, when we were talking about it, she said it without thinking. Carl Thomas, Emotional. And, I really sat there and thought about it because, I remember when I first got Donell Jones's album, and I played that, I ran that album, I won't say in the ground, but I played it pretty frequently. You know what I'm saying? And there are definitely good memories attached to listening to that album. And, a lot of high quality songs on that album. It's a great album. I mean, let me tell it, it's definitely Donell Jones's best album. But then I really started thinking about, okay, do I really clamor to listen to Donnell Jones' Where I Want to Be album in 2018. As much as I love the album, it's a good album. But do I clamor to listen to it now? And, you know, I can't say that I do. As much as, you know, if somebody was like, you know, if somebody would throw it on, I'd listen to it. Don't get me wrong. I would listen to it. I mean, it's good. But there are just certain albums in your collection. And, you know, different people, different strokes. That you listen to, and it's an event. It's at least a yearly event. At least once a year, you say to yourself, okay, I cannot let the year go by without listening to this album. For me, you know, there are a few albums that come into play for that. Jay-Z, Reasonable Doubt. Lauryn Hill, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Scarface, The Fix. Most Outkast albums. Aquemini. I would probably say Aquemini ahead of any other Outkast album. That's an event. I'd say probably the second Mood Music, Joe Budden. You know, and like I said, different people would be different. I mean, you know, if you go across the board in terms of albums that people feel are classic, like I said, Jay-Z, Reasonable Doubt, Nas, Illmatic. I'm not that guy for Nas, Illmatic, but, you know, that's another conversation for another day. Mary J. Blige, My Life. It's quite a few albums you could throw into that category. Some people, D'Angelo Brown Sugar, Maxwell, Urban Hang Suite. I mean, so many albums like you could really just throw into the mix. But the point that I'm making is that for me, Where I Want to Be doesn't fall into that. But Carl Thomas Emotional does. Always has. And honestly, I ran that album more in the ground than I did Donnell Jones's album. And, you know, like I looked at the amount of people who were for either one of the albums, and it seemed to be split. Because it's tough to argue. I mean, anybody could really make an argument for either album. But this is what it breaks down to me. Or this is how it breaks down to me. One, do I want to listen to it at least once a year? And Carl Thomas has that for me. Donnell Jones doesn't. Production quality. Both albums are well produced. Well produced. I mean, Donnell Jones does most of his own production. At that time, I think he was doing a lot of stuff with Eddie F. But, you know, both albums are very well produced. Carl Thomas had quite a few people produced on the album. He had people like Mike City. He had Heavy D on a track or two. I'm sure Puffy threw, you know, some people at him, as Puffy does. So both albums are well produced. There's no complaints there. So that's really a push. But also singing. I just think that Carl Thomas is a stronger singer than Donnell Jones. Donnell Jones is not a bad singer. Don't get me wrong. Like, he has a good tone in his voice, but in terms of like delivery, I'm just a little bit more of a Carl Thomas fan, you know. Even though I think longevity-wise, I think Donnell Jones has it. But just talking about these particular albums, comparing them together. And also, I just feel like Emotional is a more memorable album. Like, I can tell you most of the songs on, I mean, I can't, don't get me to trying to sing the songs, but most of the songs on there, like, I know, like, I could tell you darn near track for track the songs that's on that album. Whereas Donnell Jones, Where I Want to Be, of course, Have You Seen Her, Shorty Got Her Eyes on Me, You Know What's Up, and it's like a few other ones on there, but like they're not, like I couldn't tell you most of the songs on that album, to be quite honest, even though it's good. But I just feel like those factors, they come into play when you're talking about, and I really don't, because the argument was a best. Which album is the best? And if y'all paid attention to me long enough, anybody who knows me knows this, I don't like debating in terms of best. I think it's, for me, because it's like, really, how can you tell what's the best? How can any of us really say what's the best? You know, I think the best way to argue these types of discussions is in terms of favorite, which you prefer. And personally, and it's not by a country mile or anything like that, but personally, I just prefer Carl Thomas, Emotional. I just think it's a slightly, I won't say better, but I just like the album just a little bit more. You know, it just stands out to me a little bit more. So, I mean, people may feel differently, and you're welcome to call in. You're welcome to chime in, give your opinion on the subject. 240-389-3397. Or, you know, we're on the live on the Win DC Radio page. You can feel free to give your comments there. Let us know what you think. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all for that. Another thing to kind of sort of throw out there, just kind of shifting gears. Well, hold on, let me see what's going on the live. It doesn't really seem to be anybody talking about this on the live. But shout out to the people that are tuned in to us. Kitty Couture, see you on there. Ron Boston, appreciate y'all watching on the live. Yeah, so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take a break because apparently our special guests are here. They just need to get in. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and load up some music for y'all and keep this party going for a little bit. So we're gonna go ahead and spin something, and hopefully we will be back with our first special guest, Trilla. And yeah, you're listening to Breakout Kings Radio.
Either fall in love or fall
Welcome back to Breakout Kings Radio on WinDCRadio.com and the WinDC Radio app, powered by GoWin.media.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. We got our special guest in the building. Got Trilla.
What's good? What's good?
Yeah. So how you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good.
That's good.
Thank you for having me.
No doubt. So it was a pretty busy weekend for you, huh?
Absolutely. Always.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Always busy.
So I'm gonna kick off the interview just because I always like to know how people come up with their stage names. So explain Trilla for everybody.
Well, Trilla actually stemmed from Dora.
Okay.
With Sabrina, my manager and business partner.
Okay.
So she started the Trill movement. We actually were Ultimate Music Group, but we started out as Two Trill Management.
Okay.
So the Two Trill really came from us. Like, we've been friends for a long time, just hanging out. It was like really just something that we love to say, like Trill and you know, like that energy. And she went to Trill Dora, and I said, I gotta match that. Like, what can I do to match that? And so I'm okay with names. I ain't gonna say I'm great, but I'm alright with names. And so Trilla just came to mind. And I had a B on the end of it to represent my original nickname, which was Birdie.
Okay.
But I dropped the B as of 2018, so I'm just rocking with Trilla.
Okay, yeah, because I noticed that how like last year with Trilla B, but everything now I'm seeing just Trilla. So.
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah. Sometimes it's better to keep it simple. You know what I mean? That works. So you entered hip hop, or I'd say like I guess you started rapping a little bit more like once you were like 13. That's right. So who were your biggest influences coming up, and what was that moment where you were like, yeah, I want to do this right here?
Well, okay, you're going to be like, what? So I don't have the typical influences. I'm 22. I was born in 95.
Okay.
So my generation of music growing up was like a little different than the classic era of hip-hop.
Yeah.
Coming up, I liked Gucci.
Okay.
Like, I fell in love. Gucci was what made me fall in love with hip hop. I love music always, but it was something about Gucci, man. I cannot tell you, but I'm still a fan to this day.
Okay.
And he introduced me to Nicki Minaj. Listening to his music is how I got introduced to Nicki Minaj. And I can really say her influence in 2007, 2006, up until, you know, about 2010, she really had a lot of influence on me and how I was crafting myself as an artist and how I chose to deliver, and just a lot of different things I kind of like had learned from her. Missy is also a great influence in terms of me performing.
Yeah.
Just her energy and how she represents everyone in a way. Like,
yeah.
She just represents a good time. Like, I love Missy, and I want to kind of like embody her energy.
Yeah, I can definitely from the couple of live performances I've seen of yours, like, you know, on Instagram or whatever. Like, I've noticed that you have a lot of energy, and that's definitely an important thing to have, not only on the mic, because you definitely have it on the mic, but you have it in person, because you see, you know, a lot of times, yeah, absolutely, you see a lot of times where people, you know, like, they can give you everything on the mic, but in person they dry as hell. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's good that you definitely pull from Missy and whoever, and just you. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you have, that's a lot of just who you are on your own. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so, and plus you got, I mean, I'm sure it lives up to the Trilla name, so.
Absolutely. I remember being a kid, and my sister she used to spy on me. I used to be in the bathroom in the mirror, like, performing all the time, and I used to be embarrassed about it. As an adult, I actually still do that, but, you know, I plan on to get paid for it one day, so I don't feel as embarrassed about it, but I've always just loved to be like a showstopper.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I can dig that. Okay.
You're right, like you say, I pull from myself as well.
Yeah, you got to. So, let me ask you this. In between the moments you first started rhyming, once you officially entered the industry, what was it, 2015?
Right.
Okay. So, What type of things have you done in the process of becoming an artist, putting out your first project? What are the things that you've done to kind of push yourself to constantly be better and constantly, like year after year, just elevate your game?
Oh, wow. Well, at this point, on a creative note, I'm definitely setting some standards for myself. I've been focused more so, it's music business, and so really over the past few years, I've been balancing like the business and creative side, and really like trying to focus on like how can I place myself? How can I place myself? How can I place myself?
Yeah.
So now we're just shifting gears. Like a lot of that has worked. Like we've put down some foundation and we have handled a lot of business stuff. So now I got the space to go creative. So from this point on, one thing I love about music and art is that you take from what you're experiencing. Yeah. So like me being in the clubs, the things I've been through, the ups, the downs, all around, tears, I can pull from all of that and make even better music.
Yeah.
I have a better, just more to talk about, just, even just, in the times now, getting older, just a bunch. So
yeah,
definitely just, you're going to see evolution from me, better bars, more in-depth content. I know my project was more of like a party type of tape,
yeah,
but it's going to be way more in-depth, way more true to me.
Yeah, because I mean, you also have to, I mean, you said it, like you're 22, so you're in that period where it's like it's cool to kind of sort of just like find your way and like find your voice even more than you've already started to find it, or you've already found it, you know what I'm saying? Or, let me ask you this, just kind of feeding off of that. Do you feel like you've found your voice, or do you feel like you're still on that quest to fully understand who you are as not only a lyricist, but as a woman, as a young woman?
I think that I've built a lot of that. Now, am I 100% complete on who I am as an artist and my sound? No, okay. I'm not 100% complete, but I honestly don't think that I'm going to ever be, and that's because I know you hear this a lot, versatile. I'm very versatile, and I really love a lot of different types of music. I want to write country music. I want to write like for Broadway and for stage plays and for movies. Like, so I can't ever say that. I don't think I'll ever have a concrete sound because I really do pull from this place, that place, and what I'm trying to work on is finding a medium though, and so that's what people need. Is just that what do you bring it back to, and so that's what I'm building on. I think that this year and last year I have been working on it, but I'm not quite there. Yeah. And of course, just I feel like as a human being, it's always room for growth, no matter where you are in life. Just always being open to learning more and more and more. Yeah. I'm only gonna be 22 once, 23, 24. So what I gotta pick up in that year and keep moving, I gotta definitely pick that up.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we come to your last project, Heir to the Throne. So was that your first project, period, or was that your first
official project?
Okay.
I did some play stuff back in the day.
Okay.
I had a few like kitty tapes.
I said kitty tapes.
That was my first official project.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay. So I want to pull out a line you said, like pretty much in the very beginning, where you said every person in this world has a place. Some are meant to be bosses. Some are meant to be workers. And then you go on to pretty much say, like, whoever got the top spot, whoever got that spot, I'm coming for your spot.
Right.
So what gave you, like, I guess the boldness to say, to come out and say that? And then not only what gives you the boldness to say it, but what makes you feel like you are deserving of that spot, like to even say I'm the heir to the throne? Because that's a pretty, you throw a term out there like that.
Right. Like you the next one to be the greatest.
Yeah.
I totally I feel like that about myself.
Yeah.
This is something that I've been confident about forever. I've grown up wanting to be an entertainer. I've always had the gift, and I thank God for it, every day, because it's definitely up to Him to give you the gift. And so I know that I can't explain it, but it's just faith. And faith is just the belief in something, like, and it's kind of like just going there.
Yeah.
I just kind of already know. But if I could dig a little deeper into it, I pray. I work hard. I've been writing for over 10 years. Like,
Yeah.
This is what I do. This is just like someone who's an engineer or someone who's a doctor.
Yeah.
Like, I've studied, I've gotten books, and I've read. I've went through and I did my research. I've been trained in studio etiquette. I've been trained in performance etiquette. I dance, I sing, I played the piano. Like, I know what I got strapped up, what type of ammo I got.
Yeah.
And I know what I want. And if you're going to fight me for it, you better fight hard.
Right.
And that's just how I feel about anything that I want. You know, it could be a job, it could be, which is this, but it could be anything that I want. I'm going to go for it, and I would encourage anybody else to. And that's kind of like what I say into the throne. It's kind of like, you know, I don't say you shouldn't go for it, but just know if you're going to go for it, we going to go toe to toe.
Right, right.
So,
yeah.
I mean, I just feel like it's just that confidence that everybody should have about anything.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And I respect that. Like, just like off the rip, like that's how you know, kind of open up like the official project of yours. Like, just saying like, hey, you know, like I support anybody that's doing their thing, but understand, like, we gonna go at it. You know, and I'm gonna give you every bit of fight that I got. You know what I'm saying? I respect any artist that, you know, that they give all that they can. And like, I mean, it's apparent through the entire Heir to the Throne mixtape. Like, you know, like you just bring that energy. The bars is just, I mean, like your flow is just like so steady. You know, like that's one of the things, like whether it's on Heir to the Throne or whether it's in your you do a lot of like the Instagram like freestyles or whatever, like the like classic beats or whatever, and it's like you just got this, it's like at you, you know what I mean, and it represents your personality well.
Thank you.
You know, absolutely.
Thank you. That is amazing to know.
Yeah.
That's amazing to know.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So connected to that, you did the 16 bars 24/7 on WPGC recently.
Absolutely.
And like I said, you also do the Instagram freestyles and everything.
Yeah.
How do you feel like that adds a layer to your game as a lyricist versus, because you know you got some people, they can drop freestyles or they could drop things like that all day, but then when it comes to putting together a project, they struggle with that. So how do you feel like that adds layers to your game as a lyricist and as an artist?
I think it definitely gives me the opportunity to test the waters a little bit. I get to play around. You know, people don't know, but there are certain things that I like to try in terms of flow, in terms of like what I'm doing with the wordplay, and see how people like it. And you know, people will definitely let me know, oh, I like this bar, or that was tight, that was hot, and so I'll take that and, you know, add it to what I'm doing to create. You know, I'm creating something new as we speak, just doing some writing. So definitely add all of that insight into it. Definitely, and you know, just working out the muscle, like doing more is definitely strengthening the skill, building that engagement with the people, because that's who I do it for. Like, it's not even about really me at this point. Like, people love the videos, and I feel like when I'm putting out something, like, I gotta put it out so like they could be like, dang, like I want them to be lit, because it's about them. Like, and I feel like that about music. Like, it's for, I hate to call them fans, I'm gonna call them fam. Like, it's for the fam. Like, the music is for them, and so every freestyle, you know, everything that I'm trying to do, I'm trying to make, you know, for them. I want them to have fun. That's why I go out when I perform and I'm jumping, acting crazy, because I'm putting on a show for you. Like, this ain't for me. Like, this is for you.
Right.
So I definitely it's been great. I've been doing so much behind the scenes, and I think I needed to really step out, and I was trying to figure out, how do I do this? And I just figured, like, let me just hop on the train. People, you know, already doing it, and you gotta utilize social media in the age of technology.
Absolutely.
Can't be scared of it.
Yeah.
And it's definitely been helping me out. So I'm going to continue to, you know, just give the people what they want, really.
Yeah. That's what you got to do. You're an artist. You're in the business. You know, you got to do what you got to do to keep people engaged, and you definitely do that. So one of my last questions, well, really my last question. So, what's in the works for your next project, and kind of feeding off of the whole thing with the theme of the heir to the throne. Going forward, what does a Queen Trilla reign look like and sound like?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So first thing was being worked on singles. Still not working on a project right now. I want to work on some singles, push some singles, and continue to just push what I already have. I love It to the Throne. I think it's a solid project. I think that there's still, solid records that people haven't heard yet.
Right.
So I'm just going to continue to do singles and to perform. But in terms of a Queen Trilla reign, oh my goodness. I want to say first thing, that offers space. I think that offer. When I say that, I want to kind of break the barriers on like that. Don't get me wrong, right? We just talked about It to the Throne and me saying like, oh, that spot is mine.
Yeah.
But I also say this, right? I have a spot here, and I always say you better just hope there's a second spot available. Because if there's one, it's like musical chairs, right?
Yeah.
Like if there's one, I'ma get it. But my idea is that there shouldn't be one spot. Like, there's not one queen.
Right.
There are a lot of females in this area alone who are so talented. And I think that, starting there, like, I want to work with a lot of these women. Like, 2 women on a badass track, like, can do some damage. And, I mean, I think that's where I would really want to start, really just putting out some records showing, like, women could work together. Women can, it could be more than one female on top.
Yeah.
What is... I mean, you winning, you winning.
Right,
what's
right,
that?
right.
I don't see, these money makers. Diddy ain't fighting with Baby, ain't fighting with Jay, ain't fighting. They all drinking, each other's liquor together.
Exactly.
And posting each other's products. So, I think that's what I would really start, and that's the type of energy I want to bring.
Yeah.
Even with, just the DMV in general, just getting that hostility out. Like, there's no need for all of that. I think that we suck ourselves out saying that we don't support each other. I think even saying that, like, adds to the energy. Like, how you going, if we all saying that, then we not going to stop. So, I mean, just really bringing this energy. Like, I ain't nonchalant, but I'm real like, who gives a fuck? Like, let's make some music. Let's get this money. Let's get the people what they want.
Absolutely.
And do it. Like, that's Queen Trilla, like, being in your own skin and really just handling your business. Like,
and that's really, that's the mark of leadership right there. Like, you're comfortable with your position, you know what I'm saying? And you are able to, even if it's not a thing where it's like you have subjects or anything like that, but it's like you're accepting your role as a leader and you're showing other people how to do it, how it should be done, you know what I'm saying? So that's commendable. And I'll ask another follow-up question to something you said. How has your reception been in terms of, or your experience been in terms of dealing with other artists or dealing with people when you've gone out and performed, like, in this area? Because, you hear it all the time, these people don't support each other, DMV don't support each other. Like, how's your experience been?
I beg to differ. I have met some wonderful people in terms of artists. I've met some real friends in music, great relationships even between not just artists but DJs, promoters. This stigma that like crabs in a bucket is really it's the power of words, and it's really what everybody's kind of like the energy that's being put into it. I go out, and when I go to a showcase, artists show each other love.
Yeah.
Am I Sabrina? Am I wrong? Artists show each other love. Like, even when we go out, as women owning a marketing company, like, soon to be labeled, like, they receive us, and it's all love. So I really, this is an interesting question, because you're right. For all of this stigma, when you go out, it ain't like that.
Yeah.
Dudes ain't fighting at the end of these shows. It's a lot of love in these shows. And so if we could pay attention to what's going on instead of trying to make up some shit.
Right.
Then, excuse my language.
No, it's cool.
Trying to make up some stuff, then, we can move forward.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, it's boggling my mind because it's interesting. I never get a bad vibe going on.
Yeah, and what's funny is that as I've gotten deeper into, like, being a DJ and everything, my experience has changed because I did see that early on, But as the landscape has changed and as people's attitudes have changed, it has become more of a, I won't say family, I think that's maybe a little too strong, but just a camaraderie. You know what I'm saying? Like people get along, people support each other, and you know, like you don't get that, I won't say phantom hate, because like I said, it was out there at one point, but I think people are starting to learn, like, look, we're all in the same game. You know what I'm saying? We're in this small space, because DC is not really that big. You know what I'm saying? In the area, I mean, the metropolitan area is big, but it's still not New York. It's not Atlanta. It's not Houston. It's not LA. You know, yeah. You know, so it's like it's even more paramount for everybody to like get along and band together, and that's what I'm starting to see more. Like when I go to events and things like that, people support each other. You know, so I'm glad that your experience, especially as a young artist, you know what I'm saying, that your experience is better than probably what a lot of people went through, say, 10, 15 years ago. Right. You know, so, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that we going to work it out in terms of just putting the DMV on, you know, Say Cheese, their media platform. They're starting to do the, you know, upcoming cities per year or per season. And DC went from like 8 to like 4. Well, DMV went from 8 to like 4 this year. Like, that says something. We don't get along. We don't do things, but we climbing up, and our sound is starting to be heard. So I think we need to really focus on what's at hand.
Absolutely.
And leave the whole shit in the back, okay?
Agreed.
You know,
agreed.
Sometimes it's that Killmonger vibe. you gotta apply that at the right time.
Yeah,
you
do. And it's like only but so much Killmonger you can give them.
Okay,
you know?
like, for real. We all got it, but
right.
you know, gotta put down the raps for when we need it. Like
exactly. Yeah. So let everybody know where they can reach you on social media.
Sure. Once again, my name is Trilla. You can follow me on all social medias at Trilla202. That's pretty much it, straight to the point.
Okay, all right. Well, we will definitely be looking out for everything that you're doing in the future, and we appreciate you coming out. We also got to shout out Sabrina for putting this together. Got to shout out Sabrina because she is one of the most professional people that we deal with. You know what I'm saying? You know, dealing with Breakout Kings. I mean, we deal with a lot of professional people, but Sabrina is like, she's like, you know, cream of the crop. So.
Strong emoji, like.
That's right.
Oh my goodness, it's nothing but love, and we appreciate just being here and being a part of Breakout Kings family. Like,
absolutely.
You guys are family.
Yes, absolutely. And we, you know, we've been waiting for this interview for a long time. We glad we. Absolutely. So I'm gonna let you tee up your latest with Go Hard Mike Lee.
Cool.
So you can go ahead and introduce it.
All right, my name is Trilla. I'm rocking out with Breakout Kings Radio, and we about to spin a No Limit remix by myself, Trilla, and Go Hard Mike Lee.
I've been in the I've been in the cut, cooking up a masterpiece for the city. What? You don't even know the pulse of the city. Yeah, we up. This freestyle gon' make me the talk of the city. Get familiar. I bring Clinton Sparks to the city. Woo. All I see is red. I got them bullseyes. Target on your head. I got a pull, mom. Take a nigga out. This ain't no gay shit. Show you how to bar James Naismith. Show you how to
Hey, this Go Hard. All the Jones, just listen to this song. Go follow me on Instagram. It's Go Hard Mike Lee Music. Hey, who you gonna call?
Hey, who they gonna motherfucking call?
Yeah.
I'm just talking my shit. Hey, son, pass that, Jay. Pass that shit, man. Fuck is you doing?
Independent artists, get your music heard right here on Breakout Kings Radio. Email breakoutkingsradio@gmail.com.
DJ Big Ego, dropping heat for the motherfucking street, nigga.
Every person in this world has a place.
Man, this DJ Big
Some are meant to be bosses, and some are meant to be workers. None of them bosses. Some are born into the business. Sweat and tears. Cause it's somebody coming for your spot right now. And her name is Trilla. Let's get it.
Take a seat and take a listen, cause I'm killing competition. I've been on this mission for a very high percentage of my life, so I ain't really the type to split decision. Breaking bread with my bitches, 50-50 split division. I came to make a name for young black women in the game. They say she is the very definition of a lioness, coming from the murder cap. She put her boots back after spitting rounds of ammunition. Listen, I will be one of the greatest. Fuck the fame, only aiming for greatness. I will forever be humble and grateful to God to grant me these amazing graces. Picture this shit that could paint it. If it was a melody, I would arrange it and make some arrangements. Cause I am next up, and since I'm a boss, I'm buying a top. Look, I'ma let them speak, nigga, speak on it. Shit, nigga, preach on it. Get them a mic and a speaker. I'm deaf to the shit like Helen Keller. That guy wrote and got you there for next semester. I can see him making all these little gestures, cause they think I'm a joke like a jester. They think I'm a choke on my chest. I just choke on the check, and I know that's what make them upset. And I told them I'm an underdog, and I told them I'm underhanded. I told them it's part of a master plan. Tell them again, and they still won't understand what I told them. So I guess I'ma just have to show them. The takeover's quickly approaching. Got this shit on my own, so it's a proclaim. I'm the heir to the throne. I'm the heir to the throne. It's to the throne. I'm the heir to the throne. To the throne. To the throne. To the throne. Bow down. To the throne. Bow down. To the throne. Bow down. To the throne. To the throne. I was meant for combat, so don't make eye contact. I want the money and the power, all that. We held a caster for cowards, you gotta call back. When I bloom into a flower, they gon' fall back. I remember this second guessing and doubt. It's a blessing when I'm up. If I even hear you out, and I'll never speak to you. Ain't nothing to speak about. You gon' hate it when my bangers playing, blow your speakers out. Got the city running through me, so real niggas salute me when the dog boy you still in the fat lady sing like Susan. If you choosing, let me give you just one reason to choose me. Everything on the line with no intention to lose. I know it's still unofficial. I know it's gonna be an issue that I'm going for the crown. I said fuck the presidential. You know it's a murder scene. Fucking with Trilla B. You wanna remember this? It's going down in history. This is the heir to the throne. This is the heir to the throne. This is the heir to the throne. To the throne. To the throne. To the throne. Bow down. To the throne. Bow down. To the throne. Bow down. To the throne. To the throne. And I told them I'm an underdog, and I told them I'm underhanded. I told them it's part of a master plan. Tell them again, and they still won't understand what I told them. So I guess I'ma just have to show them. The takeover's quickly approaching. Got this shit on my own, so it's a proclaim. I'm the heir to the throne. I'm the heir to the throne. It's to the throne. I'm the heir to the throne. To the throne. To the throne. To the throne. Bow down. To the throne. Bow down. To the throne. Bow down.
Man, this is DJ Big Migos.
Welcome back to Breakout Kings Radio on WinDCRadio.com and the WinDC Radio app, powered by GoWin.media.
And we're back here on Breakout Kings Radio, and we got our second guest here in the building. We got June the Kid.
What's going on? What's going on?
How you feeling, brother?
I'm good, man. Got my boy AP Fresh in the building too.
Yeah, you go ahead and swing that mic around.
What's up, DMV? AP Fresh in the building. What's going on?
Yeah, we got 1203 Music Group Strong in the building. That's what's up. That's what's up. So I'm gonna kick this interview off with you, June, a little bit differently than I do most. So on your page, your Instagram page, your bio says a young dream chaser, hip hop's last stand.
Last stand.
That jumped out to me, man. So I think the young dream chaser, that's self-explanatory, but explain a little bit more. What does it mean to you to be hip hop's last stand, and how do you feel like you're equipped to handle such a heavy responsibility?
All right, so to be real with you, the hip hop's last stand been on there for a long time. I think that was like I think I never changed it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I still agree with that.
Yeah.
But since that time, a lot of artists have come through that made me believe in hip hop and where it's going again. But when I put that up there, it was a lot of just bad music.
Yeah.
Out, you know what I mean? This was before Kendrick took off. Drake really started being like the superstar he is. So at this time it was like everybody who was getting attention was terrible.
Yeah.
In my eyes.
Yeah.
So when I put it up there, it's like, I'm hip hop's last stand.
Yeah.
But even with that being said, I still feel like I'm one of those people who is going to deliver the quality music that hip hop needs right now. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely equipped to handle that.
Yeah. Okay.
I tell anybody, you don't like this song, we'll play another song.
Right.
I can play songs, I won't run out.
Right.
You know
right.
I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. You definitely seem to. I think one of the things that jumped out to me from listening to your music, from the singles that you sent us, and just listening to your projects, you definitely have a very versatile sound. Like you got a little bit of something for everybody.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Because when I came up listening to music, that's how people was bringing it. You know what I mean? You listen to an album, you hear a whole lot of different sounds. They give you the club song, they give you a song for the ladies, they give you a political song, they give you everything. You know what I mean? And then you get their style.
Yeah.
They try to give you a little bit for every single listener out there before they jumped in and did them.
Yeah.
So I try to do the same thing.
Yeah, it's definitely evident in your music, man. So let me ask you this: as you were coming of age, growing up and everything, dealing with the circumstances, you talked about your brothers, your older brothers, because you're the youngest. Yeah. So you dealt with kind of just them falling away from being your biggest influences, and just trying to, as most young kids do, just trying to sift through that maze of being an adolescent. What was it about writing poetry that possessed such a therapeutic quality for you over anything else that you could have done at that time?
Because you could do it at school. You know what I mean? When you're in class, if you're sitting there and you writing, they just automatically assume that you're doing work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you can do it anytime you want. Nobody gonna sit there and look at a young person and see them writing something and think like you up to something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why it was like I say like a savior, because it's like you can do it anytime. Nobody gonna bother you. Then he doing homework.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's why poetry really hit early.
Okay. What kind of things at that time were you writing about?
Man, a lot of stuff. Like death real heavy at the time. Wrote about a lot about death and being a horny teenager. You young, you look at girls in class, you start writing stuff about that. And just life for me at that time. But yeah, those were the major two things though.
Yeah. Okay. So you were, as you progressed into being into hip hop, you were once part of a group called the Have Nots, correct?
The Have Nots. You ever heard of them?
I have heard of them. Yeah. Like when I saw the name in the bio, I was like, oh yeah, I think I've heard of them before.
That's who first put me in the studio.
Okay.
So I think at that time I might have had like 2 real verses.
Wow.
They put me in the studio and let me drop one of them.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's been through since then.
Yeah. So being a part of that group for, I know it was a short period of time. How do you feel like the difference has been between being part of a group and being on your own, like in terms of like the pros and cons of both?
So, I mean, still right now, I look at 1203 Music Group as a label and a group. You know what I mean? So, when you working on your own stuff, you just do what you want.
Yeah.
When you want.
Yeah.
You know? But when you start working with other people, you gotta keep other people's interests in mind. Sometimes you gotta put yourself to the back burner. You know what I mean? And you trying to do things for the benefit of everybody, not just you.
Right.
So,
Yeah. I can definitely attest to that. Just working with other people, like as an artist, and also, I mean, on the show. I mean, my other two co-hosts aren't here right now, but just it is tough, like trying to balance that weight in terms of like you have to always say, okay, I have to reduce myself a little bit more for the greater good or for the team. You know what I'm saying? How can I make the team stronger? How can I make the group stronger?
When I was with the Have-Nots, though, I was so young.
Yeah.
It was just kind of like, it was different then. It's more like you just get in where you fit in.
Right.
Where, you know, whenever there was somebody, realistically, I was a part of the group, but I was more of that person who, when nobody else came to the table, then it was my turn to step in. So, like, you know, I would go to the studio, and nobody would have, who got something for this? And I would sit there, be quiet, and I'd write a verse. And after like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, be like, I got something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's how I got on most of the songs that I was on. None of those songs I was planning to be on.
Wow. Okay. So, well, I mean,
like on the spot, wrote my way into there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
They had one dude who was kind of like financing everything. Then you got one dude who was doing all the rapping.
Yeah.
And then you had like just a bunch of people just kind of there.
Yeah.
So it was easy to kind of fit my way in the door, you know. So.
Oh, on some stay ready, that way you ain't got to get ready. Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. So, building a catalog as well as a buzz around the area, we come to your most recent body of work, Still Living.
Still Living just for like another, maybe 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Still Living for another 3 weeks.
Yeah.
After that, which I brought you a copy of that.
Okay.
Brought you a copy of that.
Much appreciated.
But Still Living, and then next is Live.
Yeah.
It's my 7-day theory.
Yeah.
So a couple months ago, I just took like a week and I wrote a whole album. You know what I mean? So it's 10 tracks. I think I wrote like 16 tracks for it.
Okay.
It turned out to be 11.
Okay.
I mean, 11 tracks. Trying to be like off of that Machiavelli. You don't know if you know Machiavelli.
Yeah.
3 days, recorded in 7. So
Uh-huh.
the goal was to write and record it in 7 days like Machiavelli, but we wrote it, but I didn't record the whole thing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. You actually you jumped the gun on my next question. So because you knew as soon as I saw the title, I was like, I wonder if there's a correlation to Machiavelli. You know what I mean? Because it's like you don't see too many people kind of like, I won't say mimic, but you know, just kind of sort of model after like a title that closely. You know what I'm saying? Unless there's like a deeper meaning behind it, or you know, a reasoning behind it. So.
That's dangerous territories too. Them
yeah,
that's big shoes to fill. So
it is.
I think people need to understand what he just said. He wrote and recorded a whole CD.
Yeah.
In 7 days.
You
know what I mean? So I mean, those definitely big shoes to fill. So
yeah,
you know, I look up to him for his writing ability and being able to get it all out and give you a product that you can listen to and, you know, appreciate it. You know what I mean? It's not just some trash. You get what I'm saying? So
right.
That's like one of his biggest gifts, if you ask me.
Absolutely, absolutely. That is. By the way, that's AP Fresh on the mic. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's dropping some real knowledge. That's real because it's a very bold move, and to be able to accomplish that, you know, and thinking about how Pac, like, I mean, he was like a workaholic. That's all he did was just record. You know what I'm saying? So to like have that kind of, even a shred of that work ethic, you know, I think it says a lot about an artist to be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? And kind of going back to what you were talking about earlier, just being ready. You know what I'm saying? Like that training, you know, from being young to now this point of you dropping Live My 7-Day Theory or about to. You know, like, it's like you've been practicing this whole time, preparing yourself this whole time, you know.
Definitely. You know, like, man, I'm 33.
Okay.
So the way I look at it is, it's no more games, you know what I mean? It's no time to be halfway in, halfway out.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's time to put it all out there. You know, he tell me all the time, AP Fresh being he tell me all the time that, you know, you got to let people hit, you know what I mean? And it's like, now I'm just ready. I've been building, and now I'm ready to just drop.
Yeah.
I think I've sent you guys a lot of tracks.
Yeah.
In the last couple weeks or so.
Yeah.
And it's just so much music, and it's like I feel like I really need to get it out there. I mean, you know, tomorrow's not promised.
Right.
You know, and at the end of the day, no matter what happens to me, this music is gonna be here.
Yeah.
So right now, I'm just trying to release these projects. I mean, I already got the follow up to Live done. You know.
Wow.
So,
wow.
You know, so.
And he found time to do a compilation CD in between that.
Yeah.
So the man is a workhorse, man.
Yeah,
Like I said, I can't state that enough. I mean, his work ethic is like none I've ever seen before. And I'm a huge Tupac fan.
Yeah.
So, you know, when he told me he was doing the CD, this was right around the time the movie came out. And I'm on the phone listening to him like, yeah, right, you ain't gonna like this CD. And he did it. You know what I mean? He was mad he couldn't get in the studio as much time as he wanted to drop it. But, you know, I commend him because, you know, I wish I could work that hard and put that much music out. But, you know, I just try to stay as close as I can to him. And whatever little bit he give me and help me in life, you know, let alone music, just life period, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And it's always good to have like that. It's funny because we, you know, in the interview with Trilla, who we just had here, one of the things we talked about was leadership. And it's good to see that, like, you're taking his lead to, you know, work even harder to be a better, you know, to be better in terms of your work ethic. Because a lot of times it's nothing to be a good artist, but it's putting in that work. You know, that's often the hardest part, you know, that dedication.
No question. No question. Like you said, I mean, a lot of people follow the wrong thing these days. So me, I'm a grown man. If I see something in somebody like him, like I said, just his regular life, I can follow him and take little tidbits here and there and add it to me. So with the music thing, like I said, I've never been a part of nothing like this. So I'm just here for the ride, man. Just
that's good.
Trying to be a good shooter, man. Whatever he need, I'm right here with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can dig that. So one of the things I wanted to ask you about, like, you have a particular theme with your projects. You've got something to live for. I'm living, still living. Now you got live my 7-day theory, and then live done. You know, that's the future project. So clearly, life is a well-developed theme in your catalog so far. So for you, what's your definition of life, living to the fullest, and how do you plan to make your life as an artist, as a man? How do you plan to make it more abundant going forward?
So as far as like living life to the fullest, I feel like no matter, because people are different, you know what I mean? So I can't really say like you need to do what you need to do. But just make sure that you're doing what you want to do without fear of judgment from nobody. You know what I mean? As long as you're doing that, you living life. I don't care if you sitting at home every day or you traveling the world. If you making decisions to do the things you want to do, when you want to do them, you're not worried about nobody else, to me, you're living. You know what I mean? And as me, like, going forward, my plan is just to keep trying to grow. You know what I mean? Like, he'll say he's learning from me, but I'm learning from him, too. You know what I mean? Like, we talk almost every day. You know what I mean? So we talk about music, we talk about life, we talk about, family and things like that. And it's like, we just trading jewels back and forth, and I feel like I'm growing. That's why we talk every day. You know what I mean? And I don't get something every day, but most of the times when we talk, he dropping jewels, I'm dropping jewels, and we growing. So I just feel like from here on out, I gotta grow. You know what I mean? I gotta grow to be a better person. You know what I'm saying? Better artist. It all links together. You know? So that's how I'm trying to roll.
That's good. That's good. Good stuff there. Good stuff. So why don't you let everybody know once again the name of the project is coming out, when is it supposed to come out, and give everybody your social media information.
All right, so I got a couple things. So we got Live dropping on April 2nd, which is my birthday.
Okay, all right.
Live, my 7-day theory. AP Fresh is featured on there. Got a singer, Corey Jones, featured on there. Dropping a video for Secure the Bag and More Time within the next month and a half. Those videos are done. AP Fresh, new single, Kareem, dropping real soon. We're just going to drop that. We don't know when we're going to drop it, no date. We're just going to drop it.
All right.
And then Live, just Live, that's the last project, May 26th. I'm actually having a party for it. LA Lounge in DC. That's Memorial Day weekend. Breakout Kings Radio is ready. Y'all are welcome in the building. Come through.
Much appreciated.
And as far as social media, you got 1203musicgroup.com.
Okay.
You got junethekid.com, and then you got junethekid_1203mg.
Okay. Okay. All right. Cool. And AP Fresh, since you here, brother, you might as well give us your information. Let everybody know where they can reach you on social media and anything you got popping.
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram. That's where I'm at heavy right now. So it's A_P Fresh. Like my man June said, I got a single coming out called Kareem. Got the video shot for it. That's gonna be like my introduction to my solo career. And yeah, I'm gonna hit them in their head. After that, just gonna keep working, man. Like I said, I'm gonna ride this wave, pick up every little thing. Hopefully I can come back here, and be doing my own interview, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely 1203musicgroup.com. 1203 Music Group on Instagram. That's home base. I'm definitely 1203MG for life. So you want to find me, you can find me at 1203 or like I said, my own Instagram. I'm there and I'm trying to post new content every day.
Okay, all right. One last thing, because I don't know why I didn't ask this before. 1203, what's the significance behind that?
So 1203 is my oldest brother. He passed away back in 2000.
Okay.
That's his birthday. December 3rd,
okay.
So 1203.
Okay. Okay.
We got some some clothing designs. So he's got like 1966 on there. That's his birthday. Yeah. So 120366.
Okay.
That's him. That's Chris.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Always when it comes to like numbers and like acronyms and stuff like that, I'm always like a geek for stuff like that. Like, what's the significance behind that? So okay. All right.
Great significance.
Definitely. That's a hard one too, because it's like no matter what, his brother legacy will always live on.
Yeah.
So it's like even when you're a part of something like that, that's my man. So his brother, my brother.
Yeah.
So I just thought it was deep when he told me, and I was just privileged to be a part of it. He asked me to be the first one to carry the flag. So like I said, we going heavy with this thing. You know what I mean?
All right. All right. Well, I appreciate y'all brothers coming out. You know what I'm saying? And sitting here with the Breakout King. You know what I'm saying? But the Breakout Kings representing Coach Taylor and Ransom Relic. They couldn't be here today. But you know what I'm saying? We support y'all. We'll continue to support y'all. So we appreciate y'all coming out.
Thanks a lot.
Absolutely, absolutely.
First off, my man Paul for setting up the interview.
Okay.
We go back and forth on the 1203 Music Group.
Okay.
So he helped me run that joint.
All right.
Shout out to Paul, Dirty M, Untouchable, 6'5", AP in the building. Shout out to my girl Reese. She's on the. I don't know if I sent that to you yet. Dear Mr. President, did I see that?
Nah,
okay,
didn't get that one yet.
But
Okay,
she's on
okay.
She's on the hook on that.
Okay.
Man, 1203 Music Group, we here.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and kick it with your latest single that you just sent us that you're supposed to be putting out a video for soon. So you can go ahead and, that's right, you go ahead and introduce it.
Yeah. DC, DMV area, the world, everybody listening. This June the Kid. I want y'all to listen to my latest single, Secure the Bag, produced by Buck Nasty. We in here, 1203MG.
Breakout Kings Radio.
That's nasty.
1203, baby. I don't understand what you talking about. What you talking about? Money still the motive. What you talking about? What you talking about? You broken in the club. What you talking about? What you talking about? Ready on the table. What's the talk? Secure the bag. I'm just trying to get it. I ain't stop. Secure the bag. My heart being broke. Just saying I'll secure the bag. You should know by now we got that work. Secure the bag. You should know by now we put in work. Secure the bag. In my whole adult life, I never been broke. I was always for the bag. That's why we never spoke. Mama cut the cord as soon as I turned 18. That's when I made a choice. Said I'ma stack green. I've been on it ever since. No handouts. Self-made. That's how I stand out. 1203, I own that day. Go check the tax record. I'm a boss, baby. You can't help but respect it. But these dudes nowadays kinda funny, though. They be fresh as hell. Don't got no money, though. But you don't got 100 for the video. Go so ass up on the corner, you's a silly hoe. Every weekend you be all up in the club, though. Free before 11, budget be a dub, though. Remember once upon a time, people really got it. You ain't earned them stripes. You know your record spotted. How you bad when you never ever have it? You say you bad, but what I'm looking at is average. I need a shorty, get up early, put them heels on. Got her own bag, she tryna build some. I don't care if you do hair work at a lawyer office, long as your mind right. Your ass got pillow softness. Cause I'ma lead you to the bag like I own the floor. Broken water make it wine, you gotta feel it, go. If it ain't about the bag, nothing to talk about. You got nothing for 1203, nothing to talk about. AP a boss, 6'5" a hit maker. We young handsome getting money, team of heartbreakers. Untouchable to muscle, he got that bag too. We thinking property, guns of butter, which are you? I don't understand what you talking about. What you talking about? Money still the motive. What you talking about? What you talking about? You broken in the club. What you talking about? What you talking about? Ready on the table. What's the talk? Secure the bag. I'm just trying to get it. I ain't stop. Secure the bag. Hard being broke, just saying I'll secure the bag. You should know by now we got that work. Secure the bag. You should know by now we put in work. Secure the bag.
Think you've got the hottest project the streets need to hear? Want an honest opinion about it? Email the team at breakoutkingsradio@gmail.com and hear our review right here on Breakout Kings Radio, only on WinDCRadio.com and the WinDC Radio app, powered by GoWin.media.
That's nasty.
It's a slumber party, girl. It's a slumber party. No Vicky C's. I'm trying to see your body. You fuck with me, you fuck with everybody. That's how it goes down at my slumber party. It's a slumber party, girl. It's a slumber party. No Vicky C's. I'm trying to see your body. You fuck with 1203. You fuck with everybody. That's how it goes down at my slumber party. My nigga called up some bitches, let's have a slumber party. Just roll some gas, I'm sipping lean, tell Buck to bring the mollies. I'm thinking sex all night, look like a bachelor party. These thirsty hoes say they hungry, I'm trying to feed somebody. Tell somebody to text the bitches, skip the bad and the boozy. I like them six in their faces, but got down for a booty. Get off my Martin Scorsese, I'm trying to film a movie. Just pop this Zanny, drop them panties, come and get your Grammy. Ain't no discrimination, we just got one rule. If you fuck with 1203, it ain't no fucking rules. Plus all my niggas official, so we can never lose. You fuck with me, you fucking them, no time to pick and choose. It's a slumber party, girl. It's a slumber party. No Vicky C's, I'm trying to see your body. You fuck with me, you fuck with everybody. That's how it goes down at my slumber party. It's a slumber party, girl. It's a slumber party. No Vicky C's, I'm trying to see your body. You fuck with 1203, you fuck with everybody. That's how it goes down at my slumber party. I woke up in the spot like, damn, where the party at? We sippin' Hennessy tonight, put that Bacardi back. We got a basement full of bras, baby, don't fake. Then don't wait up for shawty, she coming home late. Bottles flowing, that gas is blowing. Eights and up and plenty ass is showing. Little jewelry, so my neck is glowing. I'm a money maker and the shorty's knowing. Yup. Now welcome to the light show. With shorty thick as hell, walk like she on a tightrope. Yeah, she keep that body tight though. She asked your boy to leave, I'm thinking that I might go. Buzzing while I'm watching shorty pop it for me, psycho. Money in my pocket got me feeling like I might throw. This is a slumber party, girl, this is a slumber party. Won't you remove some of them clothes? Let me see that body. I want you Caesar, shake that ass, girl, just get retarded. We got a room full of women thinking about Menage. It's a slumber party, girl. It's a slumber party. No
dopest independent music, the hottest topics. This is Breakout Kings Radio on WinDCRadio.com and the WinDC Radio app, powered by GoWin.media.
You telling me you want this, telling me that you need this, but the only time I'm hearing it is when I'm deep inside you, killing it. I slide in, you take a deep breath, come a swimsuit, you get so wet, and then that's just when it starts. I ask you, who's it is, you gon' save me? Yeah, you gon' save me. You say it's no place that you'd rather be. No, 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 no. But at no other time, I just wanna hear you say it out loud. Say it, yeah, just say it out loud. Say it out loud. Don't believe a word I'm hearing. Please tell me you don't believe it. Say it out loud. Say it out loud. Say it out loud. Don't believe a word I'm hearing. Yeah, yeah, just say it out loud. Say it. I don't really understand you. I can tell you the type to need a man to beat it down under light from a candle. I'ma use my tool, bring it down and dismantle. Seen you last week, you ain't even say a word. Like you was a picture, how you threw me for a curve. Look you in your eyes like, damn, you got nerve. God damn, you got nerve. At night, you be all up in my ear, saying what you think I really wanna hear. But any other time, you don't even come near. It's like you can't tell that you dealing with a player. In my old ways, you don't want me go there. Can't share your feelings, baby girl, you got fair. Say it out loud, let me make it real clear. Say it out loud, baby girl, let me hear. Just say it out loud. Say it, yeah, just say it out loud. Say it out loud. Don't believe a word I'm hearing. Please tell me you don't believe it. Say it out loud. Say it out loud. Say it out loud. Don't believe a word I'm hearing. Yeah, yeah, just say it out loud. Say it, yeah, just say it out loud. You be saying what you feeling ain't easy, but you don't know dealing with you ain't easy. You like a puzzle, what I'm thinking, girl, believe me. I'll put the pieces back together if it need be. Don't be scared, you can tell me what you feel, but don't you say it if you know it ain't real. In it for the love, we in it for the thrill. Like a roller coaster ride and we going downhill. Say it out loud, baby, show me that you mean it. Say it out loud, in my vision you can see it. Say it out loud, if I'm all that you want, what I'm looking for, you really feeling you could be it. Say it out loud if you down with the play. Say it out loud if you ready for a change. Say it out loud without screaming my name. Without screaming my name. Just say it out loud. Say it, yeah, just say it out loud. Say it out loud. Don't believe a word I'm hearing. Please tell me you don't believe it. Say it out loud. Say it out loud. Say it out loud. Don't believe a word I'm hearing. Yeah, yeah, just say it out loud. Say it, yeah, just say it out loud. Say it out loud.
Welcome back to Breakout Kings Radio on WinDCRadio.com and the WinDC Radio app, powered by GoWin.media.
And we're back. We still got June the Kid and AP Fresh here in the building. You know what I'm saying? Just chilling with us, kicking it with us for a little bit. Here's another question I wanted to ask you, June. So I've been seeing on Instagram, you are connected, or I don't know whether or not you're like strongly connected, whether you're official host or whatever, but I think it's the hot spot, is it?
Radio
yeah.
I'm just kicking myself because I ain't say nothing about it.
Well, that's what I'm here to do.
Don't kick him off the show. He got a lot on his mind.
It's all good, you know.
It's funny, you see me writing, there was a list to make sure you don't forget certain people, and I was like,
yeah. Yeah. So tell me about how that what that experience has been like, how that came to be, and just
So I went on the show as a guest.
Okay.
And he just kept hitting me back for music.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And after talking to him, it felt like he was a genuine person.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like there's a lot of genuine people in the DMV. You know what I mean? Once you do the show, most people, they support you while you about to do the show, while you on the show, and after you talk about the show, that's it. You know what I mean? So I noticed he was still supporting. So I was like, okay, that's cool. So we had some dialogue, and then, you know, I just told him, I said, man, I'm interested in coming up a little more often. You know, I know a lot of artists. I feel like your show is a good platform. I can help get guests and things like that. So it's like, cool. And now I've been going up there. It's supposed to be bi-weekly.
Okay.
It's supposed to be bi-weekly, but we kind of just, whenever I'm available, I shoot up there. And the door's always open for me. So shout out to DJ Freaky Ty for that.
So having that experience in radio, like, what kind of things have you had to do in terms of, like, do you do any type of preparation before you go to a show, or, like, you know, like, have you been in radio before? Was this your first time in the radio?
So I've done interviews like this, but never on your side of the table before now. So, mainly, I just try to stay up on current events.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that's what I do to prepare. And when he has artists on there, I listen to him.
Yeah.
As an artist being interviewed, you can tell when somebody doesn't listen to your music.
Right.
They come up.
Right.
So I don't want to be one of those people who, hey, come on to the radio show, and then I barely know your name.
Yeah.
So I listen to all the artists. I listen to at least their latest project. And, like, they got music on Spotify. I listen to it. I just ride to it for a week or so, just so I can have something to talk about, and then current events. So that's my big thing on preparation.
And that's key, because I mean, you said it, and unfortunately I've seen other people in radio. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can tell when people have really listened to it and when they haven't. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, if I'm being honest, I think it's a disservice to the person that comes up as a guest, and it's a disservice to the person as the interviewer. Like, you know, you're selling yourself short, because it's like you're cheating yourself out of an opportunity to get to know a new artist. You know what I'm saying? That you may not have known about before. And when you don't prepare, and when you don't take the time to really get to know that artist, even if it's just like you said, just listen to their latest project. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of times you don't have the time, especially if somebody has like an extensive catalog. You don't have the time to listen to every single, like, mixtape or album or whatever. But just so they'll know, like, okay, you at least attempted to, like, see who I am and understand who I am as an artist. You know what I'm saying? That's why for me it was important to listen to your last project, Still Living, because, like, because my favorite song on there, and this is what I didn't get to before, my favorite song on there was When I Was Young. I love that song. I love that because it's like, it's got that, it kind of puts you in the mind of Scarface, My Block a little bit, like that vibe in terms of, like, the music or whatever, and then just kind of like the reminiscing, because it's, you know, people love those kind of stories, like those nostalgic stories, and, like, it kind of gives you a glimpse into that artist, you know. And so when people as interviewers don't take the time to actually dig into somebody's catalog, those are the type of gems you might miss. You know what I'm saying? So, like, and if I hadn't, you know, just decided on my own, like, I'm gonna listen to this album, I would have missed that. You know what I'm saying? Beyond, like, what you sent, you know, because I felt like you dug a lot on that song. You dig a lot in a lot of your music. Let me put that out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have a lot of themes like loyalty and integrity, and, you know what I'm saying, just staying true to who you are. You know.
It's funny you say When I Was Young, because to me, I felt like that was going to be one of the songs that people really liked. But that I never heard. Well, I could think of maybe like a few times, but not as much as I hear like Shame on You. That's a song a lot of people hit me up and talk about. Shame on You. That's probably like the most popular song, like, where I get a lot of feedback from. But I thought songs like When I Was Young, you know, maybe because it meant so much to me, I just thought people would get a good look on who I was as a person, where I came from. Because it's like, you know, all that stuff was like facts. You know what I mean? Like, that was what we was doing at that time. You know what I mean? True stories, just how I came up, you know. So I thought people would appreciate that.
Yeah, I think that's what made that song so authentic was that it was like pretty much like if nobody knew who you were before that song, like that was like the perfect or one of the perfect introductions to who June the Kid was. You know what I'm saying? As an artist and as a man. You know what I'm saying? So like, but it's crazy that you say that because a lot of times what you might feel is your best song or one of your strongest songs or the song that you think people will gravitate the most to, it's always that one song. It's like, you like that?
Yeah.
You know what
I
I mean?
understand why people like Shame on You.
Yeah.
I just thought that they would get to when I was young and feel like that was special.
Right.
You know what I mean? 'Cause Shame
Right.
on You it's really nothing. It's just it's a nice song.
Mhm.
But to me, when I was young, it's just deep. You know what I mean? And it's so real, you know?
Yeah.
But he said to me all the time, like, when I say I'm riding around looking for girls with Justin, people can't relate to that, but Justin can. You know what I mean? And it's like when you switch that name out, you say I'm riding around with Young Jeezy, it means something different.
Right.
People know who that is. You know what I mean? But you know, trying to keep it real, say what's like from the heart, because that song right there is from the heart. You know, I just thought people was gonna feel it a little harder.
Yeah.
But one thing I noticed too is you come out with a project, and we had that with the compilation.
Yeah.
You know, he let somebody hear it, and it was obvious that they didn't listen to the whole thing. So like, you know, they listen to 4 or 5 songs and they feel like, well, I got a feel for it, or they get interrupted and they never go back to it and they don't hear everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that happens too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
a lot of people probably never got to when I was young.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's like I said, that's unfortunate because it's a gem. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I listen to music on shuffle. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you don't want to judge the project too early.
Right.
So I like to jump all over the place. But like I said, just even that CD, my favorite song is "Been Through." You know what I mean? So you know the way that he puts his music out is kind of all over the place, but it gives a little something for everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I liked Shame on You too, but I had my couple favorites that he didn't really agree with. And I think that's a strong attribute though, you know what I mean? That you can have a project and every different person got a different favorite song.
Yeah.
That's what you want. You know what I mean? I think that's like coming up. We came up during the times of like you said, like a Tupac. Tupac can give you a song about Brenda having a baby, then he can hit him up.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And be the same person. So
yeah.
I think that's, you know, coming from where we came from and growing up how we grew up, that's how the music gonna come out. It's just gonna be a little something for everybody.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
And as an independent artist, you don't get the same listen that majors get. So like,
That's true.
When I listen to a CD, I know that I need to listen to it 3 or 4 times before I can really say how I feel about it.
Yeah.
You know, because the first time you hear it, you're like, back in the day when you used to buy CDs, I would listen to like the first 30 seconds and skip. Unless I heard something that was like fire.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Then I would go back and then let it ride. So that's how, but you know, people these days, you know, they listen and then their attention span is so short because it's just so much grabbing it from every single direction.
Yeah, that's very true. Very true. Yeah, because it's like now there's so much music and the access to so much music. Because if you get like a subscription to Tidal or Apple Music or Spotify, like a lot of these music streaming services, you know what I'm saying? Like you can literally listen to like 10, 12 albums in a day easily, you know, whereas like back in the day you had to go to Kemp Mill or wherever, you know what I'm saying, and go physically go in the store, save your money, go buy 10 CDs, you know, which I used to do all the time. And I would listen to like all the CDs on repeat. Over and over again, because it's like, look, I spent all this money on these CDs. I'm gonna get my money's worth out these joints, you know.
I never thought about that, but you can literally listen to anything. Now.
Yeah.
You can go back in the day, any genre, anything you want to is right there at your fingertips. So, yeah, but as you know, any artists out there, that's why you got to work that much harder. Keep smacking them in their face till they can't ignore you no more because, you know, people not listening will kind of discourage you and make you want to go away. But you got to keep pushing, keep giving them something till you force them. You know what? I'm going to listen to it. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
And that's part of the reason why I drop so much music. Like, all right, you listen to that, like last week, I got this week.
Yeah.
2 weeks from now, I'm dropping something else. You know what I mean? So, and I thought about it too, like you come out with a project, try to get as much of it as possible out before you drop the whole thing.
Yeah.
So my project now has 11 songs.
Okay.
So by the time it drops, you will have heard 6 of them by yourself. You know what I mean? So it's not as much to digest. You know, but we'll see how that goes, and then I think about what I'll do for the next one. You know what I mean? It's just like a process, you know.
Yeah.
See what works, what doesn't, what I like, you know what I mean, and then move on to the next one with that in mind.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that's good. You got to test out your strategy, see what strategy works the best. You know what I'm saying?
AP got his single Kareem about to drop.
Yeah.
And it's like, he's sitting on it, and I can tell it's burning it. To sit on it. But he has something he's been recommending to do, and this is his opportunity to do it.
Yeah.
And if he don't sit on it, he'll have to wait who knows how long before he can do it.
Right.
So I'm like, if you drop it, and that's what makes you happy. But remember, you always say you want to do this thing, here's your opportunity to do it.
Right.
So you might want to wait.
Right.
Do it the way you always envision.
Absolutely.
But I know what it's like to sit on music and you like, this is it.
Yeah.
This is hot.
Yeah.
I want to drop it so I can move on.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, see how it goes, see how you feel.
Absolutely. You know? Absolutely. So we're going to go ahead and take a break. Y'all, if y'all want, y'all can stick around, you know what I'm saying? Or if y'all got to go, I understand. But, you know what I'm saying? Y'all welcome to stick around for as long as you want. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and get into heavy rotation. This is circulation of songs, you know, that we feel like people need to hear. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and jump into that right here on Breakout Kings Radio.
These are all the songs you need to hear. Well, at least we think so. It's the Breakout Kings Radio Heavy Rotation.
Woke up and I'm still tired, still be giving out thanks. Stunting on cadets, don't let the general pull ranks. I ain't one for that okie doke, not the okie doke. Nothing goes around till I say so. What I say goes, blowing a stack. What you gonna do with that? Y'all know I'm born to play. She throwing that back. When you all hear that smack, ain't nothing more to say. Nothing more to say. These names cannot pass go. Nice guys sometimes asshole. Really what they mad for? I give them what they ask for. I'm just too much for these hoes. Too much for my friends. Sometimes I'd rather be in my zone. I'm not paying the world no mind. This is all I know. Always keeping it G. Never going OD. Never going OD. I'm just too much for these hoes. Too much for my friends. Sometimes I'd rather be in my zone. I'm not paying the world no mind. This is all I know. Always keeping it G. Never going OD. Never going OD. Nah. Risk takers make moves in silence. Money long and still be piling. Pockets young, y'all looking childish. Fast track, go check my mileage. They ain't up to par. They don't work for what they want. They just ride till you take off. Then they get that coup de grace. Not me, do my own thing. Probably. New girl got a degree. Specializing in botany for the whole team. New rules, old game, new friends, mo change. Pour a little bit more with the Jose, no chase. I'm just too much for these hoes, too much for my friends. Sometimes I'd rather be in my zone. I'm not paying the world no mind. This is all I know. Always keeping it G. Never going OD. Never going OD. I'm just too much for these hoes. Too much for my friends. Sometimes I'd rather be in my zone. I'm not paying the world no mind. This is all I know. Always keeping it G. Never going OD. Never going OD. Nah. Skinny frame with slimmer frame. Slow phase since 7th grade. Real nigga I ascertain that's been sent from heaven's gate. See, you don't wanna hear my story. Cause you ain't in the next chapter. You don't wanna hear my glory. Cause you really wasn't a factor. Talk about so-and-so tried it. Trying to compare to who? Talking about he say, she said. Why they comfortable telling you? I ain't trying to judge. Okay, I'm trying to judge. Just know I will not budge. One thing I do know of.
Work hard, keep going. No fucks I don't owe 'em. Stay true and keep growing. Game face, I keep show.
Tell them folk be quiet, tell them folk be quiet. Tell them folk be quiet, tell them folk be quiet. I'm just too much for these hoes, too much for my friends. Sometimes I'd rather be in my zone. I'm not paying the world no mind, this is all I know. Always keeping it G, never going OD, never going OD. I'm just too much for these hoes, too much for my friends. Sometimes I'd rather be in my zone. I'm not paying the world no mind, this is all I know. Always keeping it G, never going OD, never going OD, nah.
Heavy rotation.
Yeah. Yeah. What you know about the struggle? What you know about it? What you know about it? Yeah. I started from the bottom. What you know about the struggle? I be gunning every day. Got that money on my mind, so you know I gotta hustle. So I hustle every day. I caught it from the bottom. What you know about the struggle? I be gunning every day. Got that money on my mind, so you know I gotta hustle. So I hustle every day. I had to grind to get it, tryna get the chicken. If the niggas ain't with me, then them niggas ain't going with me. Pray about it every day. I hope that time flies. And I got the 30 on me. Why would I lie? Niggas talking every day. I call them smart fries. Niggas sneak this and try to give me high five. I remember when we ain't had no cable. I remember when I wasn't able. If you flick on me, then you know that's your ass. Bitch want me now? Nah, no, I'm a pass. Pull up in the Beamer. Yeah, I'm a ride past 2014. I was outside with a hand. Try to rob me, then you know I gotta bust ya. I got the 30 on my head. Bitch, catch your feelings talking about Mike, I love ya. So you know I had to dip. Started from the bottom, what you know about the struggle? I be grinding every day. Got that money on my mind, so you know I gotta hustle. So I hustle every day. I caught it from the bottom, what you know about the struggle? I be grinding every day. Got that money on my mind, so you know I gotta hustle. Yeah. So I hustle every day. Like to welcome everybody to my world of pain. Hey, it's a shame how the real nigga be go to thing. I love my grandma, then my cousin, then I love my mama. My father left when I was young, but I'm still strong. I love my brothers and my sisters, I would kill for them. I kinda fucked up in the head, cause my friend gone. I gotta thank my cousin Emily, she was dead for me. Nobody gave a fuck about me when they had nothing. My aunt Renee, she took me in when I had no place to go. They smile up in your face, but talk behind your back though. I let the haters be haters, my niggas gon' be lit. I teach my son to be a man, he know his daddy hit. Bitch, I started from the bottom, but you know about the struggle. All my life I had to grind just to get it out the mud. Gotta feed my little younger, so you know I gotta get it. Every day I'm on the block trying to get rid of them chickens. Started from the bottom, but you know about the struggle. I be grinding every day, got that money on my mind, so you know I gotta hustle. So I hustle every day. I caught it from the bottom, what you know about the struggle. I be grinding every day, got that money on my mind, so you know I gotta hustle. So I hustle every day.
Heavy rotation.
Heavy rotation.
Yeah. Y'all already know what it is. The N.O. the up top. The queen, bitch.
Oh, such a shame. You're on that same old thing.
Forget about yesterday, yeah. Forget about yesterday.
Fucking lame. You're playing the same old games.
Forget about yesterday, yeah. Forget about yesterday, yeah.
Indicted for Melon, Romanian written law. With his if I dig for your mouth to all attention whores. The veil is lifted, conscious shifted, fifth dimension. I've nutted on many shores for heaven's cause. Metaphorically, I'm more mob Sicilian you burp. When I pop off, the way Pops was feeling that righteous living. Any excuse for righteous killings. Pipe dreams still on a corner under light beams. The 5Z, verbal simile lead, yeah, I see it all. The fame to the game, we charge it off. Talk your shit, so legit. When you speak, we nodding off. Lacking tactics and battle practice, no, not at all. Edges is sharp, life will cut like a knife. One of the chosen, my bezel was frozen, how nice. Water is rising, we'll bring fire. Not a pot to pissin', you still talking that same shit, babe. Oh, such a shame. You're on that same old thing.
Forget about yesterday, yeah. Forget about yesterday.
Fucking lame, you're playing the same old games.
Still forget about yesterday, yeah. Forget about yesterday.
I just let my life flow off the tip of the tip. Let my signature trigger finger blast off with the literature. Getting back to me is always the main goal. Always getting mad, I lose myself to the same hoes. Wearing strange clothes, diplomatically always the same foe. An illusion of choice, whenever facing the same foes. Good morning world, prepare for my presence. I inhale this oxygen, it's sustained by my essence. Then I get up out of bed with ambition to be great today. Yesterday I made some moves initially to pave the way. Cause each moment you live ain't given for kids. Take advantage of your life, don't mope around a bitch. Learn my lessons from the rip, like when I was on my solo. Life moving in slow-mo. Doors wouldn't open, there was no money for promo. That night when Devo gave up being hero. Chose to be a no-show, signal in the sky, but you can find me fighting in the dojo.
Oh, such a shame. You're on that same old thing.
Forget about yesterday, yeah. Forget about yesterday.
Fucking lame, you're playing the same old games.
Forget about yesterday, yeah. Forget about yesterday.
Fake niggas, I do not let near me. The only bitch I let give me guidance is Siri. I know that these bitches feel me, so I smile like I'm clueless. Watching out for the Judas, cause for the loot people ruthless. Might twist your shit like a Rubik's Cube, and like you, I left the group. Had the rock solo, keep shit black and white as Pepler Pew. My record's proof, I got tattled on and branded on by niggas I almost tatted on my skin. I took it on my chin and never trust again. Hard dunk is limo tints, my innocence was lost, so fuck the world. My sentiments of cosmos, wanting no Johnny Walsh by niggas who want me off. Meanwhile, I'm in my loft, sipping Pinot like Pacino, strapped with Max, no Megan talk. Backing off they bad vibes, but got lonely though, cause I prayed to God to deliver me from their evils and looked up like where my homies go. Ha, insightful. When I fell on my ass, that shit was delightful, cause niggas would twice you. Pray to get down, for to spite you. Now sorta like Michael, I moonwalked out of poverty, invested, got a couple properties, and I don't owe no apologies. Won't participate inside of me, shit that's what's out of me. I'ma be everything I can be, nobody stopping me. You just after me, you can keep watching me, but you ain't topping me. And I put that on my daddy's grave. Gon' make this money flip like I'm on Gabby's wave. I watched the patterns made by those before me. Now I apologize sorely. You could be on the same shit, but I refuse to let you hold me, nigga.
Oh, such a shame. You're on that same old thing.
Forget about yesterday, yeah. Forget about yesterday.
Fucking lame, you're playing the same old games.
Forget about yesterday, yeah. Forget about yesterday, yeah. Let the past be the past.
lot of people who are unhappy with their chosen careers and lifestyles, you know, and we get to do this and love it.
More music, more segments, and of course, more foolishness. We'll be right back with more Breakout Kings Radio after this.
WinDC Radio brings to you the app. Yes, the app is now available on your Google Play and your App Store, on your iPhone or your Android, any of your pads that you might be using, be it if it's an iPad, iPad mini, or if you have a Samsung Note, doesn't matter what you have, any mobile device, you can get the app so you can listen where you're at to WinDC Radio.
Breakout, better let them know that we coming, we bout to break out. Got our sights locked on whoever we bout to take out. Know that you've been watching us, why you wanna stake out? Better yet, keep on, we gon' show you a great bout. Going toe to toe with us, now you were in a great bout. Back against the ropes, I promise you it's a fake out. When you think you got us, we go and we pull the cape out. This'll be a real good time for your escape route. When we bring the pressure, how do you think you will make out? When you run with squares, how do you think it'll shape out? When you at the top of your game, they bring the hate out. When they can't do what you doing, they start to flake out. Tell them Coach Taylor is coming, we bout to break out. AJ, throwback is coming, we bout to break out. Gangsta B is coming, we bout to break out. Ransom, Relic is coming, we bout to break out Kings.
And we are back for the second hour of Breakout Kings Radio right here on WinDCRadio.com and the WinDC Radio app powered by GoWin.media. We still got June the Kid and AP Fresh in the building. You know what I'm saying? They're going to stick around with us for a little while. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I don't know how frequently y'all listen to the show and, you know, like know everything that goes on or whatever. But, like, typically we have, you know, we have our own segments. And, you know, everybody does a little something different in their segment. Oh, bear with me one second. I actually got to be a little bit more prepared. But yeah, so everybody has their own thing that they do, and yeah, this is my thing that I do right here.
Tony's alerts, Tony's alerts, Tony's alerts, Tony's alerts.
So, just to give y'all a little background, Tony's alerts. Typically, a lot of times it's like either, because I started this on Facebook, like I'll either do a random thought that I'll have, or a pet peeve. You know what I'm saying? So today is a pet peeve. So I'm sure that y'all as artists, and I'm glad I actually got y'all here because I'm sure y'all see this all the time, and I can't tell you how much it grinds my gears when I see people do this. So I could be plugging one artist, you know what I'm saying, like giving them praise, like, you know, check out such and such music, you know what I'm saying, like, or just throwing them love. Like, perfect example, when we do the promotions for the countdown every week, it always seems to be one person in the comments that is like, they'd be like, cool, now go and check out my page, you know what I'm saying, my link is in my bio, and blah, 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 MC Bubblicious Fish Eyes, you know what I'm saying, like, yeah. I got some music, you know, you should check out, and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, in that moment, all I'm thinking is, ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. Like, this wasn't about you. Right. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I'm the type of person, like, I will give people concessions. I'm like, okay, I'll check out such and such music. But it's becoming such an epidemic, you know, like people needing attention, people wanting so bad to be like, pick me, you know, look at me, look at me. I'm just thinking to myself, okay, you're on my page. You could easily hit my DM. You know, I'm not the type of person, like, especially other artists. It's like, okay, you're an artist. You know, I'll give you a shot. I'll take it, you know, I'll give it, listen to your music or whatever, you know what I'm saying, hit me in my DM. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I think what it is that people are probably so used to their DMs being ignored that they probably like, okay, this is my way of making sure that you recognize me, or making sure that like you see, hey, I'm an artist too, I got music too, check out my music too. But here's my attitude when it comes to that. It's like, okay, yeah, I saw you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got my attention, but you hijacked the moment from somebody else in order to get my attention.
Right.
So it's like I said before, I would be like, okay, yeah, I'll take a listen to your music. Now I'm like, I don't even give people the time of day.
Right.
Because it's like, you didn't even take the proper channel to even get to me. I'm not, and no knock to anybody else who, you know, who does what I'm about to say, you know, or what I'm about to insinuate. But I'm not such and such DJ at another radio station who get 1,000,001 requests to like listen to somebody's music, and I'm only picking like one person out of that 1,000,001. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I listen to your music. If I can take the time or whatever to like actually see your comment, or you know, like, you could just DM me. Like, I tell people that all the time. Like, just hit me in the DM. Like, I'm not that guy. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm an artist. I understand the grind. I understand the struggle. I understand how hard it is for people to listen. But I'm not going to give you shine when you're trying to steal shine from somebody else. Because I just feel like it's rude. You know, it's like, nah, that ain't your moment.
Yeah.
You know, you hijacking.
Right.
So, I mean, like I said, I'm sure that y'all probably have experienced that, like, in y'all, you know, experience on, you know, various social media platforms, like, you trying to promote your project, or you trying to put on somebody else, and somebody who's totally unrelated to you.
Right. I think my man told me a story before June I'm speaking of, that it was a guy on SoundCloud. He wanted people to listen to a song, so he said, hey, here's my music, check it out.
Yeah.
Everybody else under the comments like, yeah, check out my song too. Check out mine more fire, mine heat.
Oh, that's the worst.
So
that's
June being the kind of man he is, not to zipper break him, you know, or whatever, but he listened to the guy's music. Came back, gave him some feedback, told him what he thought was wrong with the song, told him what he liked about the song.
Yeah.
That got him a new fan. The guy ended up following him back and then hearing some of his music. That's the way this thing's supposed to work.
Absolutely.
Everybody in the DMV, we are not in competition with each other, okay? We're all talented. We all have something to bring to the table. I just think the competition level is so high around here. People feel like they got to run over you to get to where they're going instead of trying to work with you.
Yeah.
If we all just take time and realize that the only way we're going to do it is supporting each other, then that's what you're going to have. You know what I mean? Because this guy's like, nah, forget him. Look at me.
Right.
And it's like, you know, what we preach over here at 1203 is we could be beside you. We still going to get seen regardless because we believe in our talents.
There you go.
So, you know what I mean? I think, you know, like I said, the rap is oversaturated right now. Everybody man rap. Everybody little brother rap. Everybody baby father rap. So it's just a lot of people trying to cut to the front of the lunch line. But sometimes you just got to sit back. If somebody wants you to check somebody out, check them out. Give a detailed response on how you feel about the music, and then maybe they can get your attention that way.
Right.
Because at least you know that they took the time out to do what you asked them to do in the first place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what I feel like the problem is, if you ask me.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, most of the stuff you post, they're like clips, you know, 30 seconds. So you asking somebody, take 30 seconds to check this person out.
Right.
And they're like, I can't do that. I don't got 30 seconds. Check me out, though.
Right.
It's funny how that works out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you asking people to have etiquette who don't have regular etiquette. So
right.
they're not going to have no internet etiquette either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's a good point. That's a good point. What's crazy a lot of times is that I've had some experience with certain people who they'll do that, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna check out your music. I'm gonna see what it's hitting for. You check it out. It's actually not bad. But this is when the issue comes along for me. You run into one of a few things. You either run into the person who they want you to check out their music. It's not that good. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, I'm going to give you feedback. You know what I'm saying? Or you run into the person and the music is actually good. But when you follow up with them, and a person in my position is like, look, I can help I can help give you some shine. When you extend yourself Then it's like that's when they drop the ball. It's like, well, okay, well, what did you want all the attention for? Right. You know what I'm saying? Like you have an opportunity to be heard by more people.
Right.
But then it kind of goes to something me and one of my coworkers was talking about today, was sometimes people get in positions where if they feel like you aren't like the big name person, they're not gonna work as hard to try to like do what they need to do in order to show some type of business etiquette or like take it seriously. Right. And my whole thing is, and this is the way I look at whether it's guests that come on here, whether it's working with different producers, whether it's working with different artists, whoever it might be, I treat everybody the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like every opportunity is important. Every single one. Right. And if you took time out of your schedule, so to say, to come on somebody's post that had nothing to do with you, and, you know, pretty much moment hijack, and you want me to listen to your music, I listen to your music, I actually like it, halfway like it, you know, see some potential in it, I give you the line to actually do something with it, you don't do anything with it, it's like, this is why you are where you are. Like, and I can only help people but so much, you know what I mean? So,
you know, on Pay the Full camera, he's like, man, a lot of these niggas just want to be the man just because.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You give them the opportunity to say, all right, here's your opportunity. Show me what you got. They haven't thought that far.
Right,
you know
right,
what I mean?
right.
It's like, oh snap, he's showing love. All right, show me love. Listen to my joint.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, all right. Now you hit him up because you really ready to show love, but he's not ready for it because they haven't thought that far in the process yet.
Mm-hmm.
What am I going to do when people actually start listening? What if he hit me back? What am I going to say?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of people just ain't ready.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And it's not their fault, you know, because we only do what we know. We talk all the time, like, on, like, being men.
Yeah.
I wish I would have known this then. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people, they just don't know. They don't got nobody to tell them.
Right.
So they got to figure out the hard way.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But a lot of people just want to be the man just because.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Just want attention.
That's what I said. It ain't no real leadership in this area as far as the standard for a independent artist, if you will. You know, when I look at other markets like Atlanta, California, you know what I mean? You be like, man, I wish I was rolling with them because, you know, they got somebody in their camp that's telling them how they gonna do it to get to a certain place.
Yeah.
Here, we kind of like, we just like bandits, man, running around with music, just doing anything we think can get us seen. And sometimes it's hijacking a Facebook post or just downing somebody's music just because, not because you really don't like it, just because you just trying anything. So I feel like that's a problem here. We don't really got no standard for how to make it out of this area, so you just got a bunch of people running wild with music, trying to be heard, you know what I mean? So I always tell June, we got to kind of try to be the standard, and that's why we move the way we move, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we not little boys, we grown men, and you know, man, I'm raising a man, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to show him how to do it just in case he want to be where I'm trying to get to one day, and I can, you know, take all the arrows for him, you know what I mean? And show him how it's supposed to be done, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So to all y'all artists out there who want to be seen, who want to be heard, think 10, 20, 30 steps ahead before you come, and anybody that could be in a position to actually help you. You know what I'm saying? You want to be seen. It's big. It's deeper than just being seen. You know, you got to put in the work. You got to put in the time. You got to put in the effort, because the people that we tend to promote in our positions, and I'm not even on the level of a lot of these, you know, bigger name DJs in the area, you know what I'm saying, bigger name co-hosts in the area, but I'm still in a position I can help people, you know what I'm saying. We can help people who want to help themselves, or we tend to help people who want to help themselves. But if you put yourself out there and you take somebody else's moment away in order to put the attention on you, and you're not ready for that moment, I'm not the only person who's not going to take you seriously. It's going to be a whole slew of people that's not going to take you seriously because you don't take you seriously.
Yeah. Do the research too.
Exactly.
Figure out how people want to be contacted, you know.
Exactly.
Most of the time, it's posted right there.
Exactly.
And make sure your music not trash. Don't have nobody going to listen to no trash. Man.
Right.
Make sure you got some quality music before you send somebody. Yeah, make sure it's mixed, mastered, man. You got a clean copy, man.
Right.
You know, you can't put your song on the radio unless it's clean, man.
Exactly. Don't automatically put a fire emoji by it. You know, that don't necessarily mean nothing.
It's gotta be fire. It's mine, right?
Everything ain't fire.
All right. Oh man.
100. 100.
Oh man. Well, it's a perfect place to take a break. We're gonna play some music, then come right back right here on Breakout Kings Radio.
Real business, you know. Tone butter, you understand me? Look, I'ma give it to you raw and uncut, man. Straight and direct, man. If it ain't real, it ain't me. You understand what I'm saying? And I'ma rock like that.
If it ain't real, it ain't me. A lot of these wannabe thugs is getting killed in these streets. If you're from DC, you know what I'm talking about. Judge hit him with them football numbers, he won't make it out. If it ain't real, it ain't me. A lot of these wannabe thugs is getting killed in these streets. If you're from DC, you know what I'm talking about. Judge hit him with them football numbers, he won't make it out. The jokers wanna walk, but they ain't learned to crawl yet. Boy, I've been a soldier, but I ain't had no hard hat. Them DC streets where I learned all my dirt at. Stay from out of Southeast, that's where you might get murked at. Them Northeast niggas, yeah, they know how to serve that. Uptown, yeah, I know where that work at. Youngers out here perping till they head get pushed back. Screaming they be whipping up, but they can't even cook crack. This new generation nigga like they brain dead. Looking like a zombie, no respect for the old heads. Whole different breed from the way I was brought up. Used to always take advice so I don't get caught up. But now these youngsters stay wildin'. Getting hit with a charge, they snitch on everybody. Try and live that street life, use a wannabe. You better get your mind right before you decease the devil or company. If it ain't real, it ain't me. A lot of these wannabe thugs is getting killed in these streets. If you're from DC, you know what I'm talking about. Judge hit him with them football numbers, he won't make it out. If it ain't real, it ain't me. A lot of these wannabe thugs is getting killed in these streets. If you're from DC, you know what I'm talking about. Judge hit him with them football numbers, he won't make it out. These boys better pray to Jesus cause they spiritually dead. Fighting several murder charges, ship them out to the feds. Learning how to be a man behind them walls is cold. They'll take your butthole or get you back on parole. Once you're caught up in that system, use another statistic. Your mother taught you that lesson, but I think that you missed it. All burnt out from smoking dippers and ganja. Lips blacker than an African on Hotel Rwanda. The sad thing about it, old heads haven't grown up. Trying to be a role model for the youngest that's coming up. Just cause you did time, think you earned some respect. Get back in that real world, them youngest knock off your neck. If you forgot what I just said, well, here's a reminder. Stay from out them wicked streets for them boys flatline ya. The devil playground ain't no place to be. Give it to you raw, cause if it ain't real, it ain't me. If it ain't real, it ain't me. A lot of these wannabe thugs is getting killed in these streets. If you're from DC,
Stop mind rights out here, man. Stop playing on the devil playground, man. You know what I'm saying? You keep deceiving, you keep blinding, you keep falling into the trap, man. Real business.
Join the Breakout Kings movement. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Breakout Kings Radio and on Twitter at Break Kings Radio.
In the streets.
I put these stories in my box, won't you let me breathe? Try to come up on the kind of life I came to lead. I let you follow through the legacy I plan to leave. I gotta turn it up cause your shit ain't exciting me. I put these stories in my box, won't you let me breathe? Try to come up on the kind of life I came to lead. I let you follow through the legacy I plan to leave. I gotta turn it up cause your shit ain't exciting me.
I say I'm hopping out the BM, it's RTM. I Instagram the one to see them, who want to see what my roommate said, what you thinking? She Puerto Rican, saw me rapping out in Brooklyn, said I should be at the beacon. I'm at the Radisson waiting for 4 seasons. They don't want me to shine, they praying for more reasons. Come on, so what we talking about, huh? If I ain't hot, then why we talking about? We talking about what? I'm in your conversation, they don't You know it's right. Fancy Donna Karen on my collar. It's such a sight to see. Yeah, you alright, but what you write, it ain't exciting me.
I put these stories in my box, won't you let me breathe? Try to come up on the kind of life I came to lead. I let you follow to the legacy I plan to leave. I gotta turn it up cause your shit ain't exciting me. I put these stories in my box, won't you let me breathe? Try to come up on the kind of life I came to lead. I let you follow to the legacy I plan to leave. I gotta turn it up cause your shit ain't exciting me.
Hey yo, y'all harder. Man, I grew up with Sean Carter. Listening to all these rappers, wondering why they bother. I've been chasing my dreams since 16. I spit that coca on the scene, make it quick. So take your time, it ain't no use to build it quick teams. Know what I mean? You wanna blow it to smithereens. You're summer blue cause you've been focused on that winter green. I kill a rapper all slow, spit that nicotine. God gives it. Y'all listen cause ride different. Hard living, wine smoking, the bar sipping. Far vision, house yet, coalition. Cause everybody before just wasn't all in. So you believe in me, then fight for what you see in me. How you gonna handle my affairs if you compete in me? Yeah, they say bro, I talk too much. Nah, I put my story in my bars as such.
I put these stories in my box, won't you let me breathe? Try to come up on the kind of life I came to lead. I let you follow to the legacy I plan to leave. I gotta turn it up cause your shit ain't exciting me. I put these stories in my box, won't you let me breathe? Try to come up on the kind of life I came to lead. I let you follow to the legacy I plan to leave. I gotta turn it up cause your shit ain't exciting me. Blindsided, it don't matter how hard you try. Blinded by my light. While I fly, you say why she keeps on passing me by. Blindsided, it don't matter how hard you try. Blinded by my light. While I fly, you say why she keeps on passing me by.
Independent artists, get your music heard right here on Breakout Kings Radio. Email breakoutkingsradio@gmail.com.
Every man has to carry his own way.
Had a moment my uncle got pulled out the hearse, slowly walked the casket upstairs inside the church, dwelling on his physical, knowing his life's worth. Text from my wifey, this marriage ain't going to work. Yeah, I shed a tear, damn organ had me emotional. When the bishop spoke at the funeral, beautiful thoughts, having talks with my inner pool, swimming, iPhone, social media, and pretty women. Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Carry your own way, carry your own way. You gotta carry your own way, your own way. You gotta carry your own, you gotta carry your own, you gotta carry your own, you gotta carry your own way. Yeah, you gotta carry your own, you gotta carry your own. You gotta carry your own way, yeah. Arrive at the burial, saying my last goodbyes. It's like a piece of me died, got buried alive. Not surprised, my old lady is calling it quits. She focused on moving out, shit, I'm focused on the rent. Kinda make a little sense, I'm thinking about it. Lift the coffin, prayed, sent the offering, he laid to rest. Final destination, can't get depressed. So I wrote about it, carried my own way, made mistakes and lived throughout it. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, carry your own. You gotta carry your own way. Carry your own. Carry your own. Carry your own. You gotta carry your own way. Own way. You gotta carry your own. carry your own weight. Own weight. You gotta carry your own. You gotta carry your own. You gotta carry your own.
Read the text messages, cheating wasn't an option. The plot thickens invading my privacy. I watch and not what it seems to be. Different sides of the story. Hell, you not listening, bringing up the past. Of course you're not listening. That's when equals clash. Thinking you were over that. Don't get over that. I'm the one to blame for that. Stress, I will confess. Ask for forgiveness.
Gotta carry your own. Gotta carry your own. You gotta carry your own. Your own weight. You gotta carry your own. You gotta carry your own weight. You gotta carry your own weight. You gotta carry your own weight. You gotta carry your own. You gotta carry your own. You gotta carry your own weight. Your own weight. You gotta carry your own. You gotta carry your own. You gotta carry your own weight.
Join the Breakout Kings movement. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Breakout Kings Radio and on Twitter at Break Kings Radio.
Look, we about to get loose for a second. Ain't no telling what these niggas gonna do to this record. Ain't no telling. Cause I've been spitting in the booth for a second. Just came out, now I had the juice for a second. Look, I'm first nigga, never two for a second. You was hot last year for like 2/2 of a second. Now it's my year, I've been due for a second. Took a minute, but these niggas knew the crew for a second. Drop one album, now we do for a second. Niggas hands out, free food, asking for seconds. Look, I do this here with mad passion, aggressive. When I spit, I make them listen, nigga. Classes in session. Look, your favorite calling me, asking for lessons. What to write about and what to do, asking suggestions. Look, I told that nigga 4 feet, I can help you when you ready. Hit me till then, stop asking me questions. Rap phenomenon, niggas fall like they Babylon. Tell you anything, just be talking, they Babylon. Mama never raised me the foe, she told me put pressure on. Let them niggas know off the top and they wanna dress you wrong. I want the whole house, nigga, no dairy on. First class feet on the couch, nigga, no carry on. Fight quick, only flew for a second. Clock can't, boy, I'm in and out the booth in a second.
Yeah, sit it and I break on the verge until we let go. Take him for a sip if you wanna and see how that go. City AVs on the corner, plotting the only. Yeah, you can read if you wanna, or keep on feeding Coronas. Well, I be drinking Corona, stay with the fly senores. We skinny dipping La Hora. Yeah, I'm the Captain Door. So I explore where I wanna, so y'all be blessed with the honor. Watching the rocks on the know you, the tippy top and beyond you. Nerve to ask me, please, Mr. City, please, please slow down. You're too fast, let him catch up. You might as well rob a bank with your mask up, or maybe pick a different occupation, get your cash up. Can't do bigger or better than throw them hands up. Can't beat, can't stop, derail, they wanna ban them. Know to take a microphone hostage for no ransom. Did it and I use it again, now throw your tantrum. I've been dope, don't need your approval. Been a boss man, exec level before I knew you. I can dumb it down, or maybe if you hung around, you might learn a lesson or two. So sit somewhere, clown. Blood brought mixed in, real focus. I swear, it's not my fault. The good Lord chose us. The more you know, can't say I ain't told you. So cry your eyes out, kid, 'cause I ain't over.
I ain't joking,
For real, dog.
I'm too focused.
Niggas better sleep with one eye open.
Time's up, game over.
They better pack it up and start right over.
For this Beretta, get the acting up and spark right on you.
Oh, behave, just a couple O's away.
We rich now, getting money till we old and gray. Rolling J's, Trey smoking O's for days.
So yeah, we finished now. This the part we supposed to wait.
Welcome back to Breakout Kings Radio on WinDCRadio.com and the WinDC Radio app, powered by GoWin.media.
And we're back here on Breakout Kings Radio. Shout out once again to June the Kid and AP Fresh for coming through from 1203 Music Group. Also, once again, shout out to Trilla and Sabrina coming through, representing Ultimate Music Group. You know, we had two really good guests. Well, three really. Three good guests on tonight. You know what I'm saying? I definitely appreciate them being part of the conversation tonight. Got to throw a couple shout-outs out there. Everybody that's on the Facebook Live checking us out. Got to shout out the Mrs. for tuning in week after week. Gotta throw some love out to the forest, Aisha and Mike. I see y'all out there. Appreciate the love, y'all. And you know what I'm saying, just everybody that's tuned in right now, that's been sharing the post. Big shout out to Foreplay the Orgasm Show. They've been one of the shows on our station that have been in our corner, throwing us support. So definitely huge shout out to Toddy, Hot Toddy, Miss Lolly, and Showtime. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all gotta, there's any show y'all gotta check. I mean, like, I love everybody on Win DC, but you know what I'm saying, they really show us love week in and week out. So definitely check them out every Tuesday, 8 to 10 p.m. here on WinDCRadio.com and the Win DC Radio app. You know what I'm saying? Just everybody, like I said, who's been tuning in and throwing us love. And everybody who's been sharing the post. There's been a bunch of shares. I'll try to remember everybody who and throw some shout outs a little later on. But anyway, so I wanted to get to this whole thing. I saw a post about this. I think it may have been yesterday. I'm always late to the party about everything. I am the self-proclaimed late bloomer. So I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm the guy that's on the news when it happens, or, on the wave always when it happens. But one of the things that that kind of came across my line yesterday was the whole thing about Lil Dicky, the rapper. He puts out a lot of videos. I mean, he's had like his own songs or whatever. He had a song over the summer. I honestly cannot remember it, but like, he's had singles or whatever. But he had a video recently entitled Freaky Friday with Chris Brown. If you haven't seen it, it's on YouTube. You can look it up. But so the premise of the video, and a lot of what he does is you can tell it's self-deprecating humor, making fun of himself a lot of times. But one of the things, like, so he's in this restaurant, I guess with his homies or whatever, and like this person comes in and throws him love, like, and he's with his woman, and he's like, oh man, it's Lil Dicky, like, hey, how you doing, blah 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 blah. Lil Dicky's like, yeah, this is pretty cool, I'm getting some love. And I guess because he has that look that he's not really a rapper's rapper, like, or the typical look of a rapper, his woman was like, wait, you're a rapper? And so the guy is pretty much like, well, he's not a rapper, like, he makes like joking kind of videos and stuff like that. Pretty much like, kind of like shaded him. And so as Lil Dicky is kind of getting hype about everything that's going on, then he realizes, like, I guess I'm not really as big as I thought I was, like, for the hot second that I was like getting some love, because you'll see kind of later in the video, like, nobody really knew who he was when he walked down the street. And so he's sitting there and he's watching this video, or he's in this restaurant, and it's this thing of Chris Brown and how he's getting too much attention because he's Chris Brown, and he consistently gets too much attention. And so he says something to the effect in the little clip that you see. It's like the Fake Me Out E-News or whatever. Like, I just feel like I don't want to get as much attention, or, like, the fame can be too much. And so pretty much they're both wishing different things. Lil Dicky wishing he was more popular, and Chris Brown wishing he wasn't as popular. So on some Freaky Friday stuff, if you've ever seen the movie, they pretty much switch places. So Lil Dicky is in Chris Brown's body. Chris Brown is in Lil Dicky's body. So they do these songs as one another, or it's a joint song, but it's like, they're doing it from each other's perspective. So Chris Brown, he does his own voice, but he's supposed to be Lil Dicky. And so he talks about all these things that's like cool, because he wakes up in the bed with like two women or whatever. Like, he walks through the hallway and it's like all this attention, and he goes out in public and it's all this attention or whatever. But the thing that really ruffled some feathers was he looks around and says, can I say the N-word? And so like it's like he gets some kind of confirmation because he realizes, hey, I'm in a black guy's body. Hey, I could say the N-word. So he proceeds, I mean, it's Chris Brown, mind you, it's him voicing it, but it's still supposed to be Lil Dicky in Chris Brown's body. So he's just reeling off the N-word, like left and right, and then it gets to one part where he just says it just willy-nilly, like just because he can say it. And a lot of people weren't feeling that. You know, like one of my Facebook friends, he put up a status about it, and he was pretty much, you know, shout out to MC Brooks. He was saying how am I supposed to find the humor in that? And apparently, and I didn't know this, Lil Dicky has been wanting to say that word for a very long time. Well, he just has this desire to say the N-word. And it got me to thinking, like, why is it that a lot of white folks, they really just want to say the word so bad? And I don't know. I started thinking, because this is going to be the first part of the perspective. There's going to be another part of the perspective we'll get to a little later. But the first part of the perspective is, okay, it is this infatuation that a lot of white folk have when it comes to black folk, when it comes to anything that has to do with people of color, that they want to be a part of it too. They want to be down with whatever the hip thing is. Because if you look at the history of things, when we were being called that by white people once upon a time, it was a derogatory term. It was a term intended to be disrespectful. It was a term intended to tear down the psyche, the confidence, the self-esteem of African people coming to America, to put us in our place, to let us know that we were lesser than, to insinuate that, to pretty much perpetuate their own superiority. So the history of white people saying that word, it just rubs black people the wrong way. It rubs us the wrong way. And so, like a lot of times what happens, and I'm not necessarily saying that it's right, but just for the sake of argument, a lot of times what we as black people do, much like we did with a lot of the food that we were given on slave ships, we took that food and turned it into soul food. We took a lot of things that we were given, next to nothing, what was intended to be nothing, what was intended to be harmful or a detriment or not of redeeming value. We took it and made it into something redeeming. And so black people calling each other the N-word, it took a different spin. We took what was meant to be something that was meant to tear us down and use it as a term of endearment. Now, granted, there are certain instances where we use it against each other, and it's not necessarily a pleasant term or great term to use. But more often than not, a lot of times, like, we use it to say, that's my, you know. Because, I mean, you're not hearing me say it because I typically try not to use the word. At one time, I did use it a lot, to be quite honest. But I don't really use it that much now. You know what I'm saying? Every now and then, because it's like, sometimes it's hard to get certain practices out of your system. And that's one of those things. But anyway, I digress. So bringing it back to white people wanting to use that word so bad, it's like, no, you don't get to say that word. And a lot of times they'll say, well, you guys go around calling each other that and this and that and the third. I'm like, that's because it has a different meaning. You know, and again, I'm not necessarily making excuses for us using the word. But at the same time, it's like it's a different meaning when it comes to us versus a white person who might not even be a racist. who might not be a bad person and might not be intending it to use it in a derogatory fashion. But at the same time, it's like, well, why do you want to use it? Why is it so imperative for you to use it? It's not, okay, it's not to diminish us, but it's not to necessarily build us up either. It's because you heard us say it, and now you want to say it. Because in order for you to really feel like you are completely ingratiated, you are completely a part of our culture and the things that we do, now you feel like, okay, well, I hang around y'all, I might as well be able to say that word. It's like, no, you don't get those privileges. You don't get that. And so I'm looking at somebody like Lil Dicky, and the thing is, let me say this about him as an artist. I think he's a very talented lyricist. I don't want to be, like I saw a lot of comments with people saying he was whack. I'm like, nah, I won't go that far. I see his talent level, I see his skill level, and I think that he has a lot of capabilities to be something great. But kind of feeding off of the thing that we talked about last week with the argument of cultural appropriation, it's kind of hard for me not to feel like Lil Dicky isn't a cultural appropriator when not only does he want to say that word so badly, but here's another aspect that nobody's really talking about: the fetishizing of blackness. Because another one of the things that he did in the video, and look, I know it's supposed to be humorous, I know it's supposed to be funny, I'm trying not to be that guy who's sitting here and saying, okay, well, like, you can't make those jokes, or you shouldn't make jokes, or you shouldn't crack jokes like that. I'm trying not to be that guy. But when you also, in the same video, are fetishizing the fact that, you being Chris Brown, all of a sudden now you also have a bigger penis. That's one of the things people ain't talking about with this whole thing. It's bigger than just saying the N-word. It's so much wanting to be like us, but not wanting to take on the responsibility and the burden of being black. And that's the thing that a lot of times when white people or people of other races want to do so many things like black people, that's the part that they don't talk about. And that's why a lot of times when we talk about cultural appropriation, that's the type of stuff that we talk about. Nobody wants our burden. They want the perks, they want the coolness, they want the hipness, they want to be at the front of the trend, setting the trend, and all of these different things. But nobody wants that burden. Because the thing is, it's like what didn't get talked about in that was the fact that there were certain things that Chris Brown did that were infractions. And he was dead wrong. That he did. That it took him a long time to live down, and let some people tell you he still hasn't been able to live it down because he's black. But you want to say the N-word, you want a big penis. I'm just saying, And I'm sure that people probably have their own thoughts. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a music break. But if you want to chime in, you can definitely hit us up on the WinDC Radio page. We're on the Facebook Live, so you can put your comments there. You can also, once we come back from what's going to be a lengthy break, once we come back, you can call 240-389-3397, and we can talk more about it. And there's another piece that I have to give. I have to give the Mrs. some credit. She's the one that put this in my frontal lobe, for me to even consider. And we're going to talk about that piece of it once we come back from this lengthy break. So enjoy some music. We'll play some commercials, and then we'll come back, talk about this some more right here on Breakout Kings Radio.
How many y'all niggas gonna go? How many y'all niggas gonna rock? How many y'all niggas gonna?
How many y'all niggas gon' go? How many y'all niggas gon' roll? How many y'all niggas wanna rap? How many y'all niggas wanna trap? How many y'all bitches gon' dance? How many y'all bitches want bands? How many wanna strip on the pole? How many want a one night stand? How many y'all niggas gon' go? How many y'all niggas gon' roll? How many y'all niggas wanna rap? How many y'all niggas wanna trap? How many y'all bitches gon' dance? How many y'all bitches want bands? How many wanna strip on the pole? How many want a one night stand? Lately everybody trying to tell me that I'm nice, trying to give me credit for cleverness that I write. Mama been told me, baby boy, it be alright, long as you blind him with the lights, so now I blind him with the ice. Damn. A young nigga in the club now, not even 21, popping bottles and going wild. My cousin 21, young nigga, he on trial. His lawyer beating that case up, he Floyd now. HMG in the building, nigga, it's going down. Can't you see that we killing niggas, it's order now. Old niggas now, we fucking with their daughters now. So she don't drink, but for us, she gon' pour it down. She don't suck, but for us, she gon' blow it down. Blowing with the label, they feeling a nigga aura now. Pants like Ross, you know a nigga horny now. I need ID, I seen Law and Order, can't fuck around. I need ID, I seen Law and Order, can't fuck around. If you 18, I promise, baby, it's going down. I'm 19, if you 17, you might get around. But you gotta keep her secret words, get around. I'm a star, you better get it while it's hitting now. If a bitch nigga threaten, try to hit around, I'ma sit around, have them all hit them down. Hit them down, yeah, yo, go and hit them down. How many y'all niggas gon' go? How many y'all niggas gon' roll? How many y'all niggas wanna rap? How many y'all niggas wanna trap? How many y'all bitches gon' dance? How many y'all bitches want bands? How many wanna strip on the pole? How many want a one night stand?
Think you've got the hottest project the streets need to hear? Want an honest opinion about it? Email the team at breakoutkingsradio@gmail.com and hear our review right here on Breakout Kings Radio, only on windcradio.com and the WinDC Radio app, powered by GoWin.media.
We coming straight in 2018 like this, man. Yeah. Hey, if you ain't talking money, nigga, I wanna stand your lingo. For real. I ain't taking no shorts. They can't hold shit, you hear me? Hey. And I ain't going like shit. I'm on man time, nigga. You feel me? Yeah.
Fuck that laughing, fuck that playing, I'm on man time. Fuck that crying with them bands, I'm on man time. Catch a nigga slipping like the last time. Niggas know me, niggas owe me, then it's man down. You cry, 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 baby, I'm on man time. Rob a nigga for his slash, yeah, he mad now. For my house, she say keep you the man now. Take a nigga, bitch, fuck his bitch, now I'm the man now.
A lot of niggas be some suckers with they pants down. How you real crunch time, you gon' back down. 50 in a Mac now, killer love that Mac sound. Louder in your building like a TV with surround sound. I'm back selling crack now, in and out the crack house. Early mornings, homies get they fix after I bust down. I can't serve for only, my whole team need me on top now. In case niggas wonder, I am serious as Pac now. I ain't taking nobody shit, tallest stuff now. Nigga talk a whole lot of shit, nigga shot down. Boy, I told a whole lot of clips like it's shot town. Don't that make a whole lot of sense when you back out? Yeah. Living my life like a gangster, fully with one in the chamber. Bitch on my line, I'm a cranker. I get more pussy than same girls, for real. I got bitches out walking mill, ain't talking like Dr. Phil. I go hard like a man still.
Fuck that laughing, fuck that playing, I'm on man time. Fuck that crying with them bands, I'm on man time. Catch a nigga slipping like the last time. Niggas know me, niggas owe me, then it's man down. You cry, 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 baby, I'm on man time. Rob a nigga for his slash, yeah, he mad now. For my house, she say keep you the man now. Take a nigga, bitch, fuck his bitch, now I'm the man now. Yeah.
Oh, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. Say it with me now. Yeah. Oh, oh, yeah. Oh, oh.
I got so much problem.
This bitch get on my nerves, I'm out to fuck around and block her. This bitch play so much game, she think I'm stupid or retarded. She try to say she love me, I look at her just like she stupid. I get straight to the cage and I spin it like it's nothing. Don't fuck around with my niggas, they be wildin' but they foolish. Can't try to no new friends, or you better keep it moving. These niggas claim they all you niggas softer than the cookie, but claiming y'all some killers, but be hotter than the bushes. My nigga tired of me, shit, they be cool and never loafing. They really can't be so serious like they whipping and flipping and baby. Y'all niggas about that life, so please stop act like a gangster. These niggas thinking sweet, don't make me fuck around and max out. Keep talking all that shit like you bout my nigga workout. I lost a couple friends, got me stressing out my damn mind. I heard you looking for me, pussy nigga, won't you pull up?
Fuck that left, fuck that plan, I'm on man time. Fuck that crime with them pants, I'm on man time. Catch a nigga slipping like the last time. Niggas know me, niggas owe me, then it's man down. You cry, 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 baby, I'm on man time. Rob a nigga for his last, yeah, he mad now. Put my out, she said keep you the man now. Take a nigga, bitch, fuck his bitch, now I'm the man now. Yeah.
Join the Breakout Kings movement. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Breakout Kings Radio and on Twitter at Break Kings Radio.
Come and take a walk on the wild side. When niggas sell they soul for the limelight. When bitches do the stitching for your riches, when your niggas get you too, when they hooked up with your boo. Alright. Anything will go for the fame. I said anything will go, so they change. I see the lanes, I'm just trying to keep it sane. Now they see you hood rich, so they aiming for your brain. Never met a booth that I don't like. I ain't never spit a verse that I ain't right. Keep it funky, they don't like me out of spite. I'm the angel with the devils, now I'm walking through the night. All you really need is the money. Cause niggas do the most over money. Get it steady, acting funny when they talk the most shit. Tell them come and take it from me then.
Man, I can't stand that bitch venomous. I heard she got like 9 kids by 16 baby daddies and they all named Junior.
It's the fame. Welcome to the top of your game, where everybody gonna know your name. It's the fame. Separate the real from the names. The time of your life is so insane. It's the fame. Go and keep it moving, never losing. Go and keep it moving, never losing. Go and keep it moving, never losing. Put the hustle on your back, show these niggas how to do it. I be the last one they expect to come deliver the flames. Still I lower all they work like it's a stock exchange. I'm still V, except I know my wild little game. They waiting on my third album like a prophet that came. We not the same, no, cause the difference is this. Why you worried about your lanes? I'm out here paving this shit. They tell me leave niggas alone while I'm just playing with it. Federal district, bitch, keep my name out your lips.
I don't even like her music, except for Cloud and Salute and Will You and Bitches. But other than that, fuck that bitch.
So the moral of the story, if you love your clique, don't you ever come for mine. I ain't just pretty, I spit. It's a deadly combination, might combust when I mix. Like a Molotov cocktail, I blow when I'm lit. While they busy worried about which nigga grass is greener, I'm just worried about my crowd looking past demeanor. Watch your hands like it's poker jokers swearing they see ya. Contradiction as my flow getting nicer, get meaner. And I will make the moves for the fame. I said I will make the moves for the fame. You niggas chasing so basic, it's all the same. Call them casualties of war, so we charge it to the game. Fame, welcome to the top of your game, where everybody gonna know your name. It's the fame. Separate the real from the names. The time of your life is so insane. It's the fame. Go and keep it moving, never losing. Go and keep it moving, never losing. Go and keep it moving, never losing. Put the hustle on your back, show these niggas how to do it. How to do it. How to do it.
More music, more segments, and of course, more foolishness. We'll be right back with more Breakout Kings Radio after this.
When DC Radio brings to you the app. Yes, the app is now available on your Google Play and your App Store on your iPhone or your Android. Any of your pads that you might be using, be it if it's an iPad, iPad Mini, or if you have a Samsung Note, doesn't matter what you have, any mobile device, you can get the app so you can listen where you're at to Win DC Radio.
Foreplay the Orgasm Show. I am your host, Hot Toddy, along with the Turn Up team, Miss Lolly and Showtime. Foreplay the Orgasm Show is each and every Tuesday night from 8 to 10, bringing you the sexy slow jams with very adult interactive conversation, only on Win DC Radio.
Man, look, y'all already know what time it is. It's your boy, Gerard Street Garvey, and my DJ, Kid Cannon. And when we together, you know what it is. Grind Season Radio, each and every Wednesday from 8 to 10 on Win DC Radio. Don't forget it. Yeah.
Plug Radio, breathing life back into radio. Sexy hosts, parties 411, free giveaways, celebrity interviews, the worldwide turn up before the turn up. Every Saturday at 8 to 10 p.m. on the Win DC Radio app. Plug it.
What's good, y'all? This your boy AJ Throwback. Join Coach Taylor, Ransom Relic, Gangsta B and me for dope music and hot topics on Breakout Kings Radio every Monday from 6 to 10 p.m. only on WinDCRadio.com.
Powered by GoWin.media.
Listen up, guys. This is your girl, DJ Jazzy Mango. Yes, the one and only Turn Up Princess. Make sure you guys are listening to my show, The Jazzy Mango Show. New time every Wednesday, 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern Time on Win DC Radio, powered by GoWin.media. Ladies, this show, you definitely don't want to miss it. We're going to be focusing on women empowerment. WCW, come kick it with your girl, DJ Jazzy Mango. Turn Up Princess. Tune in and turn out. Mwah.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, Pastor Q. Make sure you tune into my show, The Cookout, each and every Friday, 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Win DC Radio, powered by GoWin.media. Make sure you come check us out, see what we got on the grill. Check out my main DJ, Ty Shine, as we give y'all the hottest topics, the hottest guests, and whatever's cooking on the grill. Again, Win DC Radio, powered by GoWin.media. Check us out. It's The Cookout every Friday, 8 to 10 p.m. You guys be blessed.
Yo, you already know what it is. We are King Queen P, straight out of the EMV. Yeah, you already know. Make sure you tune into the platform each and every Saturday from 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Win DC Radio, powered by GoWin.media. This is the path.
Hey family, it's your man CJ. I want you right now to check this out.
DC, Maryland, and Virginia. Join everybody's best friend, favorite uncle, and big brother, Go-Go Legend and DC's own Blow Your Horn CJ. Right here on WinDCRadio.com. He's recorded and performed sax solos with EU, Little Benny and the Master, Reds and the Boys, the Mighty Peacemakers, the legendary DJ Cool, and Shady Groove.
DC, Maryland, and Virginia, everybody's talking about GoWinMedia.com. Newly minted gospel series called Big Brother CJ Go Win Gospel Show. You can check it out every Sunday, 10 a.m. to 12 noon with Go-Go Legend, Blow Your Horn CJ Baby, breaking off the best head-bobbing jams, mixed with a powerful spoken word, special guests, and big giveaways, and so much more. Right here on Win DC Radio, powered by GoWinMedia.com, in conjunction with CJ Jones Audio Productions. Tell a friend, tell a neighbor, tune in this Sunday and get your praise on.
Ooh, might make your head blow off.
Win DC Radio brings to you the app. Yes, the app is now available on your Google Play and your App Store on your iPhone or your Android. Any of your pads that you might be using, be it if it's an iPad, iPad Mini, or if you have a Samsung Note, doesn't matter what you have, any mobile device, you can get the app so you can listen where you're at to Win DC Radio.
It's time for more of the best in independent music. It's time to get back to Breakout Kings Radio. Only on WinDCRadio.com and the WinDC Radio app, powered by GoWin.media.
I let the truth be told. Yeah, yeah. Truth be told. I let the truth be told. I knew you never really meant me well, so no, I'm not surprised at all. I know your pride won't let you see your wrongs, and I'm for sure I didn't make the call. Now I'm here where you dropped the ball, but guess I'm just the one they love to hate. Oh yeah, the summer's bittersweet, but I enjoy the taste. I needed way more room to grow, appreciate the space. You know they love you when they do what others only say. Yeah, I'm in a good place, I send my condolences. I know I'm dead to you. Pour out a little liquor, don't forget your rosaries. I did what was best for me, the size supposed to be. I couldn't babysit your work, pay the bills and buy the groceries. And somehow I get all the blame. I point the finger back, you frowning at the mirror, hoping for a smile to crack. Look, if I'm guilty, then I'm guilty. Got no pride with that, but I ain't about to hold my breath. Cause I gotta let the truth be told. I let the truth be told. Let the truth be told. And it's gonna be told. I let the truth be told. Let the truth be told. Truth be told. I let the truth be told. Let the truth be told. And it's gonna be told. I let the truth be told. Let the truth be told. And everybody say they rather know, since you like to hear, here go. You like to hear, here go. Everybody say they rather know, since you like to hear, here go. You like to hear, here go. Everybody say they rather know, since you like to hear, here go. You like to hear, here go. Everybody say they rather know, since you like to hear, here go. You like to hear, here go. I knew you never really meant me well, so no, I'm not surprised at all. I'm back to the old me. You know the one who didn't care for feelings, yeah. You know the one that used to call a dog. I try to change for y'all, I think it's safe to say that I ain't changed shit. Cause you niggas on the same shit. You had the recipe for failure, had to get you out my mix. No better way to say the sample, leave the crabs in the barrel. Nowadays, you a leader if you follow. Look, I ain't never really been the type to borrow, but that's another story. They gon' ride with you today, to throw them stones at your first thing tomorrow. Look, I could be 100, but get all the blame for people without all the facts. You smiling at the mirror, hoping it don't frown back. Look, if I'm guilty, then I'm guilty. Got no problem with that, but I ain't about to hold my breath. Cause I gotta let the truth be told. I let the truth be told. Let the truth be told. And it's gonna be told. I let the truth be told. Let the truth be told. Truth be told. I let the truth be told. Let the truth be told. And it's gonna be told. I let the truth be told. Let the truth be told. And everybody say they rather know, since you like to hear, here go. You like to hear, here go. Everybody say they rather know, since you like to hear, here go. You like to hear, here go. Everybody say they rather know, since you like to hear, here go. You like to hear, here go. Everybody say they rather know, since you like to hear, here go. You like to hear, here go. I was wasting away, stuck in a day, losing time, lost in your way. Way too long that I try to save you, when the truth is you'll never change. I was wasting away, stuck in a day, losing time, lost in your way. Way too long that I try to save you, when the truth is your way. I gotta truth be told. I let the truth be told. Let the truth be told. And it's gonna be told. I let the truth be told. Let the truth be told. Truth be told. I let the truth be told. Let the truth be told. And it's gonna be told. I let the truth be told. Let the truth be told. And everybody say they rather know, since you like to hear, here go. You like to hear, here go. Everybody say they rather know, since you like to hear, here go. You like to hear, here go. Everybody say they rather know, since you like to hear, here go. You like to hear, here go. Everybody say they rather know, since you like to hear, here go. You like to hear, here go.
Showing the most indie love to DC, Maryland, Virginia, and beyond. We are Breakout Kings Radio, only on WinDCRadio.com and the WinDC Radio app, powered by GoWin.media.
I'm trying to get up. I'm trying to get I'm trying to get out the bando. I'm tired of all these cutties calling, wishing it was labels calling. Fits filled with labels on me. Fuck 12, they stay on me. I just had a case on me, they ain't even had shit on me. Try to get an allocution, that's snitching, homie. Y'all know I ain't say shit, y'all know I don't talk names. Plug bailed a nigga out, did a dime and he gave me change. If he down, I do the same. We been down since the 10th grade, been ballin' Big Apple games. Ever pack 100 packs a week, ever seen 100 racks a week, ever fly back to the coast, move that work in 1 week. Got the best shit in the streets, and I'm playing it low key. High key niggas hate on me, them whole niggas can't hold me. I'm tryna get out the bando, bando. I'm tryna get out the bando, bando. I'm tryna get out the bando, bando. I'm tryna get out the bando. Got the blue dreams and OG, Gorilla Glue and Sour D. I don't even move G's, only O's, only P's. Big shit, yeah, big things. Big move, get your big ring. Go for gold, live like a king. Auntie ain't married, I'll get the ring. She won't ever need a thing. Me and Shane got matching rings. We don't wrestle, we a tag team like the Hardy Boys smoking hella bomb. Roll a Dutch one time for moms. When I burn, I forget she gone. I gotta get up out the bando. Tired of dealing with these assholes. Tired of running from the po-pos. I'm too hot like the ozone. I'm an animal locked in a cage. Wasn't made for the trap, I was made for the stage. I'm tryna get out the bando, bando. I'm tryna get out the bando, bando. I'm tryna get out the bando. I'm trying to get out the bando.
To chime in on our topics, talk to our special guests, make a request, or get a shout out, you make the call. 240-389-3397. It's Breakout Kings Radio, only on WinDCRadio.com and the WinDC Radio app, powered by GoWin.media.
Hands down, fist up. Luke Skywalker. I'm so Afro cool. Head representative of a top called Fresh. I'm way up ready, I feel blessed. We don't sleep with represents death, good, eat good, reads a mannequin dress. Y'all act hard like mannequin breasts. Y'all think y'all soft like yams in y'all chest. Y'all soft like lambs in wolf vest. Keep playing the real wolf, give the wolf test. Mansa Musa, Tamasuda, Luke the ruler, smooth as coolers. Not only a freshman, but I am a tutor. Clean like chips in a new computer. Black boom bapper, backpack rapper. The backpack dapper women, all black matter. Afro cool, swag in the room, and the fact of a move, king fashion. Factor of shoes, boss like Catherine Hughes. Don't be fooled, I'm a masculine dude. Sunglasses and ass for remove. Heavyweight champ when I'm jabbing no groove. Every state step when I'm packing, I move. Now move, now move. Cleaner than shampoo, stronger than bamboo. Permanent tattoo, I do what they can't do. Low, what they can't do. Low, what they can't do. Low, what they can't do. Do what they can't do. Low, what they can't do. Low, what they can't do. Low. Everybody move, Afro cool, move. Yeah, front back, side to side, now move. Everybody move, Afro cool, move. Yeah, front back, side to side, now move. Everybody move, Afro cool, move. Yeah, front back, side to side, now move. Everybody move, Afro cool, move.
Yeah, pop off like a rifle. No shit, the
Welcome back to Breakout Kings Radio on WinDCRadio.com and the WinDC Radio app, powered by GoWin.media.
And we're back here on Breakout Kings Radio. Thanks for continuing to tune in with us. Well, just me tonight, holding it down for my brothers. Coach Trilla, Ransom Relic. It's your boy AJ Throwback in the building. So, continuing on with what I was talking about before the break, the whole Lil Dicky situation, in case, just to give everybody a recap. Lil Dicky, he put out a video on YouTube called Freaky Friday with Chris Brown, where he and Chris Brown traded places. Lil Dicky seeking to get more fame. Chris Brown seeking to have less fame because a lot of it has been, a pain in the butt for him as a super mega star. And so we covered the first part of what I wanted to talk about in terms of Lil Dicky's side of things. And so the other side of it is the passes. Because, we always talk about who gets a pass at the cookout, so to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, this person gets a pass, that person gets a pass because, they exhibit some kind of coolness or some kind of, they're hip enough for them to get a plate at the cookout. And, a lot of times what I'll see is that people will say, maybe we shouldn't be so quick to give people passes. Because sometimes when you do that, you have instances like what happens with Lil Dicky. And so one of the things that my wife and I discussed when we talked about this whole situation was the whole thing with Chris Brown. And his being okay with participating in, something of that nature. And her whole thing was, there has to be, Chris Brown is an artist at the end of the day. Chris Brown can do many things. And so a lot of times, artists tend to look at things bigger picture. I mean, one, of course, it was supposed to be humorous. Some people found it funny. Some people found it like, okay, Lil Dicky, you trying it. Then other people looked at it a little bit more broad, a bigger picture. Like, okay, what was Chris Brown's train of thought when he said, okay, I see this idea that you have, Lil Dicky, and I could do one of two things. I could say, sure, I'll participate in it. It's actually pretty funny to me. And I see a deeper conversation that could be had with it. Or two, nah, I'm good. I don't want to do that. I'm not really feeling what that represents. I mean, especially for somebody like Chris Brown who seems, the irony is that Chris Brown in the video talked about how much he didn't want as much fame. But yet, this is something that really could be another black eye. No, of course, no pun intended, because, not making fun of the situation, of course, with he and Rihanna. But the thing about it is that could be something that does not necessarily bode well for him. Now, he has been, I guess you could say, fortunate in this situation that he hasn't been the subject of the ire. People haven't really been going on him like that because they've been focused so much on Lil Dicky being pretty much the orchestrator of the whole situation, or seeming to be the orchestrator of the whole situation. But the problem with this video is that you don't get to focus on the funny parts, like pretty much Chris Brown walking down the street as Lil Dicky and nobody knows who he is, and certain things that he does not have to worry about as a white man, because he's white. He doesn't necessarily have to go through the same things that he would have had to go through being black. And so there are parts where it's like you see the social commentary, like you see potentially where Chris Brown was trying to go. You could also make the argument that, okay, maybe Chris Brown is perhaps pointing out the hypocrisy or the perceived hypocrisy. Because some people don't feel like it's hypocritical because there's a context there. But there are some people that feel like there's a hypocrisy there. That we, as black people, go around calling each other the N-word a lot of times at will. Not all of us, but a lot of us. It's pervasive in music. It's pervasive in TV, films. You just hear that word. I mean, heck, I could walk it down the street. Well, not really now, but keeping it real. When I lived in Parklands in Southeast, I could literally walk outside and hear that word at least 10 times within probably about a 2 to 3 minute period. With, you know, people using that with each other as a term of endearment or to kind of throw shade at somebody else. And so somebody could see that and say, hey, how come black people can call each other this? Something that the origin of it, or at least what it was used against us when it was introduced into our consciousness, was used to demean us. How come we use this word now to empower us? How are we able to use this word, but somebody who is not black, who is cool with us, you know what I'm saying, who hangs out with us, hears us use that word frequently? How do we expect this person not to want to use that word? But again, I bring it back to the whole thing of passes. And I'm sorry, if I were in Chris Brown's position and I had the opportunity to work on this skit or whatever, it's not to say that I wouldn't do the skit altogether, but there would just be certain things it's like, nah, I'm not standing for that. Like, nah, like you don't get to even use me as your voice to joke like that. Because deep down you want to do it. It's documented that this is something that you want to do. You want to use the N-word for whatever reason. Forget the reason. You still want to use it so badly. It's still something that's just like, why is that one of the things out of all the things you could potentially be or do being Chris Brown? Why is that one of the things you want to do? You know, like there's so many things you could do being Chris Brown. But why that? And I don't know if Chris Brown had that conversation with Lil Dicky. Who knows? It's not to say that Chris Brown isn't conscious enough. I'm not going to come for that man's, you know, his awareness or his quote-unquote wokeness. I'm not going to come for that. But at the same time, I'm just thinking, you should have said something, Chris Brown. I hope you said something. I really hope you said something. Because for you to agree with that, for you to agree to do that, it doesn't look good. No matter what the artistic, I mean, I understand the artistic argument. I understand that it's supposed to be in jest. And look, we're having conversations. There have been conversations around this whole situation. So clearly, the art did maybe what it was supposed to do. But again, if I were in his position, there would have been some ground rules. And honestly, I don't even think, again, the whole thing about Lil Dicky wanting to use the N-word at will and not face the retribution behind it, or pay the punishment for it, I don't think it would have been as bad. I mean, it would have been bad regardless, but I don't think it would have been as bad as if it weren't compounded by the fact that he also, again, in the same song, fetishized this whole thing of like blackness, like the male sexual organ. And some people might be like, oh, you digging too deep. Why not? It's art. That's the thing about art. When you put it out there, when you think it's all just jokes, Certain things, yeah, okay. That was a cool joke. That was a tasteful joke. I can deal with that joke. You know what I mean? But it's just certain jokes or certain lines that you really run the risk of facing a backlash or a blacklash in this case. And this is one of those situations where, you know, like, yeah, a lot of the onus is being placed at Lil Dicky's feet. But not enough is being said about Chris Brown's part in it. Because it's almost like, if I'm being frank about it, it's almost like he was being used as a prop to be able to say the things that he said. You know, like, okay, I can't necessarily say this word, so let me use somebody else so I can say it. Even though it's them saying it, even though it's them singing it, it's not me. It's not coming out of my mouth in this video. I'm not saying the word, but it's about intent. And that's really what it boils down to. What's your intent with this art? What do you intend to say? Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and say, you know, there's no humor in it whatsoever. But it's a really slippery slope. Especially when you think about all of the fascination that comes with being black when it comes to white people or a lot of races. But I'm thinking white people at the front of the line because so much of our culture has been stolen. So much of our faces, we've been replaced in a lot of ways. And so it's almost like if they could have all of the things that make us who we are, make us as cool, make us as appealing as we are. If they could have all of those things, they'll take it. But again, they don't want the burden. They don't want the burden that comes with it. And I feel like that's where the moment may have been missed in terms of if you want to go to a black, you know, a black argument or this whole thing with being black, certain privileges that you do have, certain things that you are able to do because you're black, you got to talk about the downside too. Because let's keep it real, when Chris Brown was Lil Dicky, he talked about the pluses, or he joked about the pluses, but he also joked about the minuses. But I feel like a lot of what Lil Dicky did was joke about the pluses. And one of those pluses might not even be seen as a plus to a lot of black people, because there's a lot of black people out there that don't like when black people use the N-word. Now, I'm not going to sit here and be one of these people to shake a finger at black people who use the N-word. I personally don't do it. And there's a lot of times when I hear other black people use the word too frequently, and it rubs me the wrong way. I'm not going to sit here and act like I don't feel that way, because I do. I can't tell you how many songs I've listened to recently. You know, and I'm not going to necessarily get on certain artists, but there are certain artists out there who I'll listen to their music, and it's like when I hear that word too much in a song, it's like, come on, man. You could say homie. You could say your boys. You could say your folks. You could use so many different terminologies. But the pervasive use of that word is just like, I'm not going to lie, like it does bother me after a while, no matter who's using the word. So to put a bow on this whole conversation, I feel like sometimes you have to know your audience, and you have to know what people, I don't know. It's one of the, like I said, it's tricky because you have certain comedians that'll say, if you come into my arena, prepare to get joked on. And if you take it too seriously, then you don't need to be in the building. But the problem with a situation like this is that this is everybody's building. This is everybody's arena. It's not just an enclosed environment, whereas, say it's Constitution Hall and a comedian comes out, and the people who paid the money to actually see this person, they know what they're getting. Versus a situation like YouTube, where, as you think, Lil Dicky is this cool rapper, you know, he's got some flow, he's got some bars or whatever, and then all of a sudden, he throws that haymaker at you. that you weren't expecting. And it's like, hold on, what am I supposed to do with this? How am I supposed to take this? How am I supposed to handle this? How, again, like my boy MC Brooks said, how am I supposed to find the humor in that? And so I think that there has to be a line drawn in terms of artistic responsibility on both sides. Let's not make it a thing whereas we're just slamming Lil Dicky because he's white. I mean, truth be told, let me tell it, maybe more responsibility should be placed at Chris Brown's feet because he is black. He is one of us. So he should have said, nah, I don't know about that. I don't know if this is going to go over well. But, you know, that's just my 2 cents about it all. You know, like I said, y'all can feel free to comment on the live. We're on Facebook Live on the Win DC Radio page. You know, you can put whatever you feel in the comments, and or you can call after the break. We're going to get into the countdown. We're going to take a break for probably about 15 minutes. So you can call 240-389-3397 after the break, and we could talk about it, or, you know, I can move on to the next thing. So we're going to go ahead and get into this, enjoy some more music, and we'll be right back. Breakout Kings Radio.
Who's gonna break out tonight? It's the Breakout Kings Radio Fearsome, Foursome Countdown. Only on WinDCRadio.com and the Win DC Radio app, powered by GoWin.media. Number 4.
Sometimes it just takes, I don't know what it takes.
I know she on her way now. She been calling me all night, telling me what she need from a new. Cause she know I'm the only one to make it right. I don't wanna waste her time. She need a break from her everyday life. When the days get dark, I'ma flip the switch and turn on the light. Turn on the light. I'ma flip the switch. Turn on the light. I'ma flip the switch. Turn on the light. I'ma flip the switch and turn on the light.
There are times when you need someone. I'll be right by your side.
Number 3.
Guy.
weed out the bugs. My father ain't never tell me niggas switch up, I learned. So fuck it, I slash it. Go get that money, that fast shit. Chopper go ring, ring, ring. There go your death. My nigga slice, snap, swipe. Never would left. He keep a tula. Bitch feed a Ruger. I come from mud, drugs, thugs. I ain't wellin', I'm truthful. I come from mud, drugs, thugs. I ain't wellin', I'm truthful. Bitch, I'm a buster, cooler kid, the enemy ruthless. We was some youngers in the 90s, round the valley with shooters. I'm talking shooters, no pistol bang. Niggas was shooting and missing veins. This hit at mothers, I'ma make a joke. Daddy love you, I'm a different breed. Stay reminiscing about boo-boo round. I know your niggas stuck in every different teams. I'm on that old black purse team. Eat the booty, disrespect with text. I've been the topic a long time. Niggas fucking with me, I'm a 6 and 8. I'm from the mud. I'm talking niggas waking up and eating candy. Monduke's gone 3-4 days. Father bitten off, yeah, low and mental fucked up. I don't never pray, so burn, world turn, it's a cold cage. Devil keep fucking with me, cause I fuck up the streets, they taking my sides. I'm from the mud, nigga, I'm from the mud. Don't fuck with too many niggas, had to weed out the bugs. My father ain't never tell me niggas switch up, I learned. So fuck it, I slash it. Go get that money, that fast shit. Chopper go ring, ring, ring. There go your death. My nigga slice, snap, swipe. Never would left. He keep a tula. Bitch feed a Ruger. I come from mud, drugs, thugs. I ain't wellin', I'm truthful. Look into my middle, take a ride with me. Nigga slide with me, drive by with me. Did a sentence for a nigga, I ain't even know when they going in them 8 sentence. I be humble for the simple fact that if a nigga lose a weapon, I abuse it. I got a mean dream team. Stop reaching green beans. You got me fucked up. If you thinking I'm fucked up, never paperwork. Shit and I'm next up. I'm just trying to get my bless up, run them checks up. Nigga that stressed up, counting them M's, nigga flex once. Meet you your mothers, I got us, can't fuck with the army, your murder bitch, we from the mud. I'm talking niggas waking up and eating candy. Monduke's gone 3-4 days, father bitten off, yeah, low and mental fucked up. I don't never pray, so burn, world turn, it's a cold cage. Devil keep fucking with me, cause I fuck up the streets, they taking my sides. I'm from the mud, nigga, I'm from the mud. Don't fuck with too many niggas, had to weed out the bugs. My father ain't never tell me niggas switch up, I learned. So fuck it, I slash it. Go get that money, that fast shit. Chopper go ring, ring, ring. There go your death. My nigga slice, snap, swipe. Never would left. He keep a tula. Bitch feed a Ruger. I come from mud, drugs, thugs. I ain't wellin', I'm truthful.
Number 2.
In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God.
This philosophy I'm about to kick to you might make you think I'm Socrates. Kick the shit like a soccer team. Come and spread the truth like a prophecy. Ain't no squares in my circle, y'all niggas triangle all wild like isosceles. My young niggas out here really breaking laws. See the judge more than niggas with law degrees. But there's some of that free your mind. Little bit of that education. Give you some of that food for thought. Smoke something for your medication. Don't worry what the people say. Roll up a little weed for your meditation. A little bit of weed, all the nigga need, Bob Molly say the herb, they can heal the nation. Just be yourself, don't lose your soul. Trying to live up to their expectations. When they put the pressure on you, be cool. All you gotta do is show a little bit of patience. Roll up in this weed for the memories of my dead homies can no longer see their faces. Shit ain't safe in my city, young boys out here killing more niggas than the KKK. Feeling like a kid on Christmas Day. Wish my nigga Fish was here just to hit this J. But now I'm out here on a mission. Let me kick a little knowledge to you about Egyptians. True descendants of God, they sell into these prisons. Took their religion and turned them into Christians. Thoughts about Illuminati got them trapped in their body. Might as well be out here with dementia. But these ideas that I came to mention might free your mind from its prison. It ain't about wrong or right or the media hype. It's the divide light like a prison. The chess match we call life's about decisions. All you gotta do is pay attention. When your enemy is running off at the mouth, don't say shit. All you do is listen. Now let's take a break from psychology. I need me some chips and a lot of tree. Brown skin shorty skin like Hennessy. Got her accent, she from overseas. Her father the plug, he got endless keys. Said he could front me anything I need. But I don't really fuck with that white girl. I told him I'm cool, I'ma stick to weed. Can I distribute that in my community? My people need peace, love and unity. They killing us, they got impunity. Making us later than truancy. Them racists, they hate us, that's true indeed. All our people need is you and me. To come together, we can make the world a better place. All it takes is us to plant the seeds. Now watch as I get it, you just what they need. The knowledge to get their degrees. The courage to keep them at ease. The wisdom to know when they being deceived. Teach the young boys that they really are the kings. And show them the proper way to treat the queens. Let them know they got everything they need. All they gotta do is go to their dreams.
Number 1.
I'm all over this motherfucker, man. Oh, man, I'm hip, man. Don't worry about where I'm at. I know what's up. I know where I'm at, nigga.
My head on the swivel, watching surroundings. I'm always on point in these places I'm found in. So you wonder about these places I lounge in? I call home, you call public housing. In this collage of wicked women and foul men, I found courage, I found hatred, I found friends. I found struggle, I found ways that I found sin. And since the game don't change, I knew now then. And been well adjusted ever since an adolescent. Life sincerely was steering me in that direction. All the stealing, dealing, killing with no indiscretion. Got me chilling with some niggas toting different weapons. Spin a minute, life is ended in a split second. Any minute on a busiest of intercessions. Won't nobody make a sound if there's any questions. Y'all ain't see shit. Yeah, this one for the streets that taught me lessons. They told me about the grief and people out here stressing. They told me how the evils wanna keep you from progressing. It's people in your circle wanna keep you from your blessings. No talking to them people when them people come with questions. This mama say no ratting. For them, death is destined. Yeah, be careful of the people you invest in. Your friends close, but your enemies closer. Illegal interactions you won't see on IG with the caption. Fuck Wall Street, as long as all streets ain't collapsing, you will find niggas in action. Sell or buy, cause it's get rich or die, cup hella high. Water white and baking soda on the stove side. 80s baby, so I saw that on both sides. And that ain't shit to glorify, you be horrified. Eyes wide and I keep my thoughts keen. Keep it all in front of me, I'm seeing all things. Fuck a social network, see me off screen. Blowing out smoke, yes I'm blowing off steam. Watching for discreet deceit, cause when they sneak, they creep. Stay on your feet, don't sleep. Homie, these streets ain't sweet, yeah. I hope you took the time to learn from the streets like me. Yeah, this one for the streets that taught me lessons. It taught me about the grief and people out here stressing. It taught me how the evils wanna keep you from progressing. It's people in your circle wanna keep you from your blessings. No talking to them people when them people come for questions. This mama say no ratting. For them, death is destined. Be careful of the people you invest in.
Welcome back to Breakout Kings Radio on WinDCRadio.com and the WinDC Radio app, powered by GoWin.media.
And we're back here on Breakout Kings Radio once again. Boy, AJ Throwback holding it down for the Breakout Kings Radio team, for Coach Taylor and Ransom Relic. Shout out to our winner 4 weeks in a row, ADST Music and Zola with Lessons. You know what I'm saying, holding strong. They the way they're going, they might break the record. You know what I'm saying, from Enoch 7 Prophet, who broke the record about 5 weeks ago, I think it was, maybe longer. But they're poised to break the record again. You know what I'm saying. So we'll see how that pans out in the coming weeks. But shout out to them. Shout out to everybody that was on the countdown tonight. MC Word, Omerta GD, and DH Major. You know what I'm saying. Shout out to them for making the countdown. Shout out to all the artists that we played tonight. And, for showing us love. Everybody hitting us up on IG, on Twitter, and on Facebook. Shout out to everybody that's been listening. Once again, throw a couple extra shout outs. Got to shout out Shamikia for listening all the way in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? We got people all over checking us out. So much love there. Shout out my homegirl Bridget. One of the greatest, biggest supporters of our platform and just things that I've been doing as an individual. But she's definitely been showing our platform love. So much appreciated. Also shout out Janet. You know what I'm saying? And shout out Gangsta B. One of the originals. You know what I'm saying? Always got to show that brother some love. So. We just appreciate everybody that's been tuning in and dealing with me tonight. You know what I mean? I've been on my own, but hopefully I didn't jack the money too much. But anyway, yeah. So once again, if you want to call in, you're more than welcome. The number is 240-389-3397. We still got about 12 minutes left in the show. So, yeah, one of the things that I wanted to talk about to close out, I don't know how many people saw one of the episodes last week of The Breakfast Club. And, I know a lot of people out there that, they listen to it and whatnot. So, apparently, Deezus and Mero, they have a show, they're comedians. They have a show on Viceland. It's a nightly show. And, they're funny. I'm not going to lie. A couple of times that I have seen their material, they're hilarious. But when being hilarious goes wrong is the question. So, apparently, they were talking about DJ Envy and his wife and how they have had marital issues, infidelity issues on his part. He was saying how in his home, I think his real name is Roshan, but in the streets, he's DJ Envy. And sometimes when it comes to living that famous lifestyle, especially being a DJ, coming across so many different people, a lot of times women, you get some thirst buckets here and there. And so, or you just get weak as a man. And so, he was talking about that, which is something that he and his wife have been on a few platforms talking about. So I don't know whether this was like a repeat of something that had played before, or whether this was something newer that they decided to talk about. But one of the things that his wife was saying in an interview was that, when she found out about the infidelity, she pretty much had her divorce lawyers on deck. She was ready to leave. And so there was a joke that was cracked. I don't know which one of them said it, whether it was Deezus or Mero, because I didn't necessarily see the episode. I just heard the clip. And so one of them was pretty much like, yeah, like you ain't saying nothing about that DJ Envy money though. And so I understand, again, it's a joke. And sometimes ha ha, funny. But DJ Envy wasn't feeling it. And so I don't know the window of time that they had before they were coming on the Breakfast Club, but what ended up happening was they came on the show, and DJ Envy knew that they were coming on the show. They were coming on the show to promote a tour that they're doing. And so before they could even talk about that on the show, DJ Envy decides to air out his grievances. And he addresses the fact that he didn't appreciate the joke. And he also made sure to let them know, hey, my wife doesn't appreciate the joke. And so y'all crossed the line. You owe me an apology. And at first, they were kind of hesitant to do so because they were like, come on, like, it's just a joke. And it was clear to them that he was dead serious. He was not playing. It was not ha ha funny. It was, no, you can take your shots at me, you can joke at me, that's fine, but leave my wife, leave my kids out of it. They're not in the line of fire of your jokes. And it became this thing where it was like, at first, I think DJ Envy was trying to accept the apology, but what didn't make it any better, and of course he should have expected this, his co-host, Charlamagne the God, everybody knows how Charlamagne the God gets. He cracks jokes oftentimes to break the ice, to ease the tension of a situation. But it was one of those situations where Charlamagne didn't read the room. And he kept joking. Envy wasn't having it. He wasn't really feeling like jokey. He still was tight, as he put it. And so he walked out of the interview. And so a lot of people, I mean, we'll get to that in a second. Actually, the jokes kept going on after that. After he left the room, Charlamagne was kind of like trumping it up. To certain degrees, Angela Yee was continuing to trump it up. And, you know, of course, Deezus and Meryl, you know, they still cracking their jokes. And it was the whole thing of, like, the whole beige rage thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, something Charlamagne always says or whatever, especially when Envy gets tight about stuff. But really what it ended up being was, like, you heard commentary from, they had callers call into their station, and they were saying how it was only one person who felt like Envy was trying it, felt like he was too sensitive and whatnot, but everybody else who called in agreed with Envy. It was one of those things was like, yeah, you stand up for your family. You didn't find it funny. That's how you felt. That's how your wife felt. And see, here's the key thing. Here's the key thing. Because there were a lot of people saying Envy, you know, like it was a light joke. Envy, you know, he's whack, or he, you know, whatever, for getting in his feelings, beige rage, walking out of the interview, blah, blah, blah. But this is the thing. First and foremost, that man had a right to the reaction that he had. Because if he felt disrespected, and if he felt like his woman was disrespected, he should have reacted in that way. That's his prerogative. And he even said it, like, I'm not going to react to every joke the same way. Like, how I react to a joke is how I react to a joke. You can't control somebody's reaction. Even Charlamagne said that. He even said, you can't control somebody's reaction. He said it quite a few times. But the thing is, for everybody who pretty much, you know, clown Envy, said he was whack, you know, said he was in his feelings, beige rage, all of these different things. The thing that nobody said in the midst of that, of their criticisms of DJ Envy, was how his wife felt. His wife had an issue with it. Both of them had an issue with the insinuation that she was just around for the money, when she's been in his life since he was 15 years old. They got years, they got time in. It's bigger than the money. I'm sure she was hurt. I'm sure she was disappointed. I mean, heck, she said she had her divorce lawyers ready to sign some papers, ready to be like, you know what, I'm done. Can't do it anymore. But she stayed, and that's her prerogative. And some people even went so far as to say, well, you know, well, he put his marriage out there when he decided to step out on it, and this and this and that and the third. I'm like, but what does that have to do with his wife being offended with what these guys said? One does not have to do with the other. The fact of the matter is she was offended. And whether he was the first one to get offended or she was the first one to get offended, that's irrelevant. She got offended. And he was protecting her. Now you could say, well, he didn't protect her in other situations. Okay, fine. But people make mistakes. People try to get past it, and they try to do better. So if this man is trying to do better and protect his family and stand up for his wife in the insinuation that she's some kind of a gold digger, then he should be well within his right. And if he ain't feeling the energy of the room, and if he feels like if he stayed in that room, then that's on, you know, and if he decided to leave, then that's on him. Now, this is one way I looked at it. And I want to try to, you know, cover this quickly because, you know, don't have a whole lot of time. But this is one of the things that I said when me and my wife were talking about it. Now, she felt like he should have handled them publicly. Whereas I felt like, and I don't fault Envy for handling them publicly at all. I guess I just handled things differently. If I were in that position and I knew how sensitive I got about certain situations, and I knew that I had a co-host who loves to ramp up situations like that, he loves to instigate because that's what he do, that's what he gets paid to do, or that's what he's built his brand off of, instigation. If I knew all of that, I would not have brought those guys on the show. There would have somehow been a conversation before they would have come on the show, and I would have said to him like, look, I saw what you said, I heard what you said. Nah, that ain't cool. I need an apology. And I would have handled it before getting on the show. Because the way that I look at it is, that's my place of business. You may have tried to sully my name, or not even my name, but the name of my wife at your place of business. But in my place of business, I'm not airing out dirty laundry. I'm not airing out personal grievances. We gonna handle it like men off camera. And you can say whatever you want, because this is the thing my wife was saying. She was saying how, no, I want it on the record that if somebody, there's no way that they can spin this. There's no way that they can say, oh, we talked to DJ Envy off camera and, you know, this is what got said and blah, 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 blah. And that's not what got said, versus having them on the show and everybody gets to see what got said between DJ Envy and what got said from Deezus and Mero's side of the table. But still, I'm just speaking for myself, and other people might feel differently. Other men might feel differently. Other women might feel differently. If they were in a similar position, I would have pulled them to the side, especially because they were supposed to be friends. If there's somebody I'm not cool with like that, whatever. I don't necessarily need, you know, yeah, I don't have no problem airing you out on my show. I still wouldn't have done it like that. I still would have pulled you to the side. But I'll put it like this. There's no way they would have been on the show until that got handled. I'd have been to my producer like, nope, they're not coming on the show. They said something. If it was a short window and they really couldn't do anything, I'd be like, well, they're not coming on the show because I'm not feeling what they said, and I'm not trying to air out personal grievances, and I'm not trying to take away from me having a quality interview with people that at one point I fooled with, but now I'm kind of questioning it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he said, you know, like it's squashed as far as he's concerned. But at the same time, I just don't feel like a relationship like that is ever the same because you crossed a certain line. And I forget which one of them is married, but it's like a part of me feels like, how cool would you have been if somebody did the same thing to you in your position? Whether it was Deezus or Mero. But how cool would you have been if somebody did that to you? You could say it's jokes until it happens to you. And a lot of the people that were saying what they were saying, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. It was a lot of single people saying what they were saying. People who aren't married. People who aren't even in relationships. So until you're in that position where he's at, I don't think you can necessarily call him a clown, call him whack, throw out beige rage, which is silly. You know, that's another conversation in and of itself. But I just don't feel like, I feel like trying to make him the bad guy in that situation. I don't know. I don't, like I said, I would have handled it differently, but I still don't fault DJ Envy for carrying it the way that he carried it. Being a husband. Being somebody who, being honest, hasn't always, you know, protected the name of my wife. But trying to do better, trying to be a better man, trying to be the bigger man, it's like, look, I'm not standing for that. And I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what kind of backlash I receive for it. I'm going to stand up for me and mine because it's mine. That's my wife. She been down for me all this time. in his case, his wife was making more money than him. So yeah, you better stand up for your wife. I ain't mad at him one bit. So that's really all I got to say about that. I wish we had more time to, like take some calls or, get some feedback about it. But, we are definitely running out of time. Managed to do a 4-hour show, largely by myself. I got to give props to, once again, Trilla for coming through earlier. Make sure y'all check out everything she's doing online. Everywhere you can go, she's at Trilla 202. She, like we played earlier, she has the single with Go Hard Mike Lee, the No Limit remix, and she also has the Heir to the Throne mixtape, which you can find on Spinrilla. Just search Heir to the Throne or search Trilla B. And also shout out once again to June the Kid and AP Fresh for coming through. Once again, June the Kid, his album Live My 7-Day Theory will be out April 2nd. So make sure y'all check that out. He still, has other projects that are out. He has Still Living, which is on, I don't know if it was on Tidal, but I definitely know it's on Apple Music. So just search June the Kid. He also has his own website where you can find his music, junethekid.com. And, you know what I'm saying, you can just search for him on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Same thing with AP Fresh. He's on Instagram at @A_P Fresh. And, yeah, and we also shout out their management, their labels, Ultimate Music Group. Shout out to Sabrina once again. Shout out to 1203 Music Group. And once again, I'd like to thank everybody who tuned in tonight. We're here every Monday, 6 to 10 p.m. here on WinDCRadio.com and on the WinDC Radio app, powered by GoWin.media. Just to let everybody know, I won't be here next Monday, but Coach Taylor and Ransom Relic and quite possibly Janet will be here next Monday, and they will hold it down, and I will be back for our anniversary show, April 2nd. It's been a year since the Breakout Kings have been on the air. And as Ransom would say, we haven't been shut down yet. So thank you once again for everybody tuning in. Thanks to all the artists. Thanks to all the listeners. Y'all are awesome. God bless you. Good night.
What's good, y'all? This your boy AJ Throwback. Join Coach Taylor, Ransom Relic, Gangsta B and me for dope music and hot topics on Breakout Kings Radio every Monday from 6 to 10 p.m. only on WinDCRadio.com. Powered by GoWin.media.
WinDC Radio brings to you the app. Yes, the app is now available on your Google Play and your App Store on your iPhone or your Android. Any of your pads that you might be using, be it if it's an iPad, iPad Mini, or if you have a Samsung Note, doesn't matter what you have. Any mobile device, you can get the app so you can listen where you're at to WinDC Radio.